Getting ready. They have the what you expect to be the burst return set up with Evett in the middle, the dealer. He has got Hunter and Briles and Carwell behind him. Ferrasis is the protector for the dealer, Evett. Now, Kennedy, I'm sure the Everman coaching staff has had a chance to see this already in the air, so we'll see if they do any time of difference. It is a straight-ahead kick that will chase Kendall. Check that Hunter all the way back to the back of the end zone. He's going to bring it out after a delay. He'll give the ball, now fake the ball, and Hunter will take it out to the 12-yard line. Probably ill-advised for the junior running back that time as he fumbled the ball in the end zone, elected to chase it around, pick it up, and bring it out. He faked the handoff on the dealer off of the starburst return, took it himself out to the 12-yard line. John, you'd like to have seen Hunter that time just go to a knee.
Yeah, when it takes that long and, you know, you chase the ball around, you might as well just go ahead and down it, because it's going to be very, very difficult to try to get anything positive out of that. And as it turned out, he didn't. And I think 9 times out of 10, Zach will just down that ball.
Would you look at one of the Everman cheerleaders? What is the color of her hair?
I think that might be purple.
That is team spirit right there.
Right, baby.
All right, in shotgun formation is Kellen Luker. 3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Audibilizing in shotgun is Luker. Snap back to him. Setting up, it's a quarterback draw. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage out to the 15-yard line. A gain of 2, maybe 3 on the play. Design quarterback draw the whole way out of shotgun. Goes for minimal success. It'll bring up second down at about 8.
Well, and, you know, they had those defensive ends standing up. It looked like they were just pawing at the ground boots, ready to come, because they knew in this formation, Stephenville's probably going to run it. So that's just a way maybe to slow them down, keep them a little honest, make them stay home on the line of scrimmage.
Same formation for the Jackets. Trips to the far side, twins to the near side. Luker is in shotgun. He looks to the sideline for the play. It comes in. He now audibilizes at the line. The snap back to him. He is setting up. Throwing out the flats, has a receiver, but there is a mix-up on the play as Boren kept running. Evett stopped after about 12 yards, and the ball was thrown right between both of them. So somewhere, John, there was a mix-up on the sideline on the play coverage or the pass.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And talking about Mr. Boren, he was down there kicking during pregame, and I walked down there, and he just kind of glared at me.
Like, you know, the coaching staff for the kickers are out to get you too. I've
already Mr. Coach Servetto did the talking for Mr. Boren, so yeah, he doesn't have to say anything.
Play action. Kellen throwing out in the flats. Has Carwell across the 15, makes a move at the 20, gets to about the 21-yard line. He'll be about 2 yards short of the first down. That'll set up 4th and about 2, and I'm sure the Jackets will have to punt.
Yeah, that was a play that had a pretty good chance. It needed one more block for Cardwell to get around the corner. It was just well defended as the Everman defense just strung it out to the sideline to be 3 and out for the offense.
Well, that offensive possession was a lot like the pregame at KSTV here right now. We've looked sharper in other days. Evett's getting set to punt. Kick is away, a high, wobbly, spirally kick that will be fair caught by Kennedy right at about the midfield stripe. He'll actually be at the 49 of Everman, a 32-yard punt from Evett, and that's where Everman will start. 1st and 10 with great field position at their own 49-yard line.
And let me just say, Boots, that's a pretty good kick into that stiff wind. You know, we were watching in pregame, and Chris was kicking, 40, 50 yards with the wind, of course, and so I'll take 32 into that any day.
Well, we're going to try to go down to Steve Ross after this play to give us some kind of condition, if he could, on the winds and the speed of the track here. And I don't mean the black one going all the way around, the grass in the middle.
That's right.
Now, under center, it's a new quarterback. It's Marche Moore. Moore, check that. It is the regular quarterback on a pass out into the flats, goes to Kennedy. It went from Bradford to Kennedy, and he escapes, and he will go the distance. 51 yards on the play as Kennedy broke about 4 tackles at the line of scrimmage as it was just down the line of scrimmage pass to Kennedy. He was wrapped up by about 4 players. I already looked down at my stat sheet to see that he had been tackled for a 1-yard gain on the pass. He broke several tackles, goes the distance on the sideline right in front of the Stephenville coaching staff, and Everman scores first.
And he's got to run out there and get another shoe on so he can kick an extra point. He's got to be a little winded. What a great individual effort by Donde Kennedy, and that's what Stephenville coaching staff told you had to watch from this young man. He's very explosive.
Getting ready to hold is Jason Henley. Kicking is Donde Kennedy again. Donde, it's spelled D-O-N-D-Y. Kennedy getting set to kick the extra point. The snap back, the hold down, the kick is on the way. It is up, and it is no good. He sliced it to the right side. So with 10:21 remaining in the nation's ranked first quarter, our score,
There's a new star in town, Techstar Ford Lincoln Mercury. Come see the difference for yourself. New owners, anxious to win your business with the best possible deals. New hours, open weekdays till 7 and now open Saturday till 6. And most of all, new attitude. You'll love dealing with the friendly people at Techstar. If you don't buy from us, it won't be because of the price. Techstar Ford Lincoln Mercury, Stephenville.
Hi, I'm Tim with Greenmaker Nursery. No landscaping job is too small or too big. From bedding plants to trees and shrubs, we can make your home more beautiful. Stop by or give us a call.
Set to kick off is Donde Kennedy. He approaches, and the kick is away. High end-over-end kick that will be taken by Browse at the goal line. He comes up, gives the ball to Evatt. Evatt fakes to one, no, gives the ball to Hunter. Hunter will be brought down at the 14-yard line. A flag was dropped on the play right at the position where the ball was handed off. So we'll wait and see what the penalty is. It's an illegal handoff against the Yellow Jackets, so
forward handoff
on the play. So Browse, when he handed the ball to Evatt, Evatt must have turned and given the ball to Hunter when Hunter was already past him. So it is an illegal handoff, and that will move the Jackets back even farther. Well, did we set the precedent here with the pregame show?
It has nothing to do with us.
All right.
I just want to clear that up right now. Well, Boots, I tell you, that's the first big play this defense has given up all year. That's not bad. Week 4, before a young, inexperienced defense, gives up a big play. And again, that's just something you can correct by saying, just wrap up.
4 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Luker is under center. Inside trap handoff to Hunter. Hunter will go nowhere. And this Bulldog team is fired up right now, and the Yellow Jacket team is not. And Art was worried about that. He told me today, he says, I'm worried because I don't think we're very pumped for this game because we got up big time for Weatherford last week. We thought it was a good testing point for us. And even though this is the start of district, somewhat worried that there might be a lull, and early on we've seen that.
Yeah, and you really shouldn't have that going into district play, obviously, but it is hard. But I think they're probably up now that they look at the scoreboard and they're down a touchdown.
Now flags come down. Is it delay of game?
Should be. No, it wasn't the back judge. It was the umpire.
It is a delay.
Somebody must have jumped on the line.
Well, let's wait and see. It will back up the Yellow Jackets. It is dead ball. Illegal procedure against Stephenville. So Stephenville early on penalties.
Going the wrong way on the field, too.
And giving up big plays to the offense has hurt this team early on.
Good thing about it, look at the scoreboard, 9:32 to go in the first quarter.
Twins to the near side, 1 receiver far side. A wingback is on the near side with Kellen Luker in shotgun, also a wing on the other side. Rolling to the near side is Luker. Luker looking to throw, still looking to throw. Finds Carville out at the 20-yard line. He steps out of bounds at the 20. That is right at the distance needed for the first down, so it will depend on the spot.
And that was a good play as Cody just runs to the vacant spot in the defense. They're playing a 2 deep there, Boots. And
it's almost a zone look, isn't it?
It's almost really, like a zone. And they're man-to-man up on the line of scrimmage, and then the safeties are playing about 10, 15 yards off. Well, watch that. And what Cody did, he just ran past the man-to-man and in front of the safety.
It is 3rd and less than 1. Luker will hand the ball to big running room for Ferrasis. Ferrasis gets a block across the 25 out to the 30 to 31-yard line. 10-yard pickup for Jimmy Ferrasis. Gets the first down for the Yellow Jackets. First big play for them early on a running position, that is. And so Jackets have 1st and 10 at their own 30.
Man, what great blocking on that left side, Boots. We've seen that all year already here now as we go into week 4. Those guards and tackles really sealing off the corner, and of course the table being set by the center. When he gets the guy in front of him, everybody else blocks down on the ends.
Pitch to the near side is Ferrasis, looking for some more room. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. There was a seam there at the line, but this is a very, very fast Bulldog team. And John, I have a feeling that plays that take a while to develop, like the pitch and has to cut up, are not going to be effective tonight because early there is a seam, but by the time the running back gets a chance to get the line of scrimmage, the Bulldogs have been able to respond.
Well, and just credit K.D. Williams over here on the corner, who just fought off the lead block and stayed with it and made the individual tackle, solo tackle for Williams.
2nd down and 9 for the Yellow Jackets. Luker sends 4 to the far side, 1 receiver to the near side. Luker is the only back in the set, and he is under center.
Oh, they got a mismatch on the far side.
Luker straight drop, looking to run. He'll try to escape, and he'll be stacked up for a 1-yard loss. The quarterback draw has been tried to be run now twice with no success.
Yeah, little or none to be exact, but they had a little mismatch up at the top. There was 4 receivers, only 3 defenders, of course, the 4th one being the safety back there deep, but he was about 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, and it looked like that play where they just throw it out to Cody and let the other receivers block.
Well, the Jackets have yet to try to throw the ball deep. They haven't thrown one farther than 8 to 10 yards. Maybe it'll change on this time. It has to because it's 3rd and 9. Luker is in shotgun, trips to the far side, twins to the near side. Luker looking to throw, has an open receiver. It's over the head of the intended receiver, Evatt. It was over his head and behind him. Evatt was running the post to the near side. It went over the head of Evatt, and I don't think Kennedy was expecting it, or it may not have been Kennedy. It may have been the free safety.
Yeah, it wasn't Kennedy. He was over here on the near side.
Well, it's hard to tell on some of these jerseys, but it went in and out of the hands of the number 45. That's
Yes.
J.D. Hill, and he was playing safety on. If he had been paying attention when it hit him, he might still be running with the football. Evatt now is back to punt. Punt is away, a better punt, high spiraling kick that will chase Kennedy back to his 27-yard line. He will fair catch it right there, and that's where Everman starts 1st and 10. And the Jacket offense has not looked good here early on as that punt travels 38 yards.
Yeah, it didn't, Boots. You're exactly right. They're not real sharp. And that was just a pass that was thrown behind Evatt. And they'll get that timing down, though. This is, as you well know, this is a team that will keep firing away until they connect. And when they do, it's going to be for a big game.
7.5 to play here in the Nations Bank first quarter. Our score, Everman 6, Stephenville 0. Everman now on their 2nd possession of the ball game. In the I formation, at the quarterback again is Bradford. Kennedy is the tailback. It is a reverse coming to the near side in big trouble. The Everman Bulldog will be pulled down all the way at the 20-yard line. Handing the ball on the reverse was going over to Thomas Williams. Williams came on the inside reverse after they faked the ball to Kennedy, and he will lose on the play about 8 yards as it'll be all the way back at the 20.
Well, Boots, that was a play that the scouting report had very well described by the advanced scouts of this Stephenville coaching team, which, by the way, as you well know, are some of the best scouts. And I don't think there was any surprise whatsoever to that Jacket defense. They saw that coming.
Bradford is under center, twins to the far side, twins to the near side. It is a play action. In trouble is Bradford. He'll be hit. The ball's loose. It's scrambling around on the 10-yard line, and one of the offensive linemen for Everman was able to get on it at the 9. Coming in very quickly was Justin Monk. Justin Monk made the play, hitting him. The ball came loose, and Stephenville almost got on top of a big turnover, but it will chase Everman all the way back to their 9-yard line. It will set up 3rd down and another area code to go to get a first.
Well, let's go to Steve Ross. Steve, what are the conditions down there on the field?
The conditions are great, John. The grass is cut short, the field's dry, and there's not as much wind on the field as what you might think looking at the play.
Pretty good individual effort there by Kennedy on that touchdown.
I guess so.
Bradford throwing out in the flats, has a receiver. It's Kennedy. Kennedy looking to throw the ball again. It's a double pass. It will go 20 yards over the head of the intended receiver. It was a pass out to Kennedy in the flats, and then Kennedy was looking to throw the ball on the near sideline to Jesus Amos, and it was almost not a catch on the play. So it brings up now 4th down, and we'll call it 30? That's pretty close.
Yeah, the clock says 28, but, scoreboard says 28, but...
Hey, Steve Ross, good to know you're here.
Yeah.
So getting back to punt for Everman, he'll be standing in his own end zone awaiting the snap, is Jason McKinney. Snap back to him is a good one. Jackets don't put on much of a rush. He hits it off the side of his foot to the near sideline, and it will go out of bounds at about the 50-yard stripe. Check that. He'll actually be at the 48 of Everman. So a 38-yard punt for that young man. And it sets up Stephenville with good field position, their best of the game, as they are in Everman territory, starting at the Everman 48-yard line.
You know, Boots, that's like when you're kicking in a situation like that and you're a kicker, for a guy like me, now obviously not for you.
Sure.
But that's like being on number 9 at par, and the wind's blowing. You get that 3-wood and just kind of get it up in the air and let the wind carry it.
You just don't want to go in the water.
He just didn't shank that he shanked that. He didn't kick it as well as he'd need to with the wind at his back.
Luker is under center, one back behind him for Rosses. Now Luker on the quick hitter to Cardwell, big runner, him 35-30. Will he split the defenders? He will. He'll go for the touchdown. 48 yards on the quick strike from Luker to Cardwell, and you got just an indication right there of what kind of blazing speed Cody Cardwell has on the 48-yard pickup.
Man, you talk about just going, as you said, split the seam, and he did. And that was a play that was called at the line of scrimmage, and you could see that play was going to be wide open. What a nice throw and a great catch by Cody, and he goes, 48 yards for the touchdown.
That's only about a 7-second possession right there. Morin getting set for the extra point. KC Steve the hold. The snap from Kill. Back to Steve. Down. The kick is on the way. It is up. It is boomed, and it is true. With 5:46 to go in the Nations Bank first quarter. Our score, Stephenville 7, Everman 6. Back in 1 minute on KSTV.
Health-focused foods in the Bosque River Center can speed up your metabolism, burn fat, curb sugar cravings, and help shrink your appetite. New Xenadrine and Medicuts are two of the state-of-the-art diet products that work very quickly and cost less than $1 a day. These products are thermogenic formulas, which help the body shed unwanted pounds and inches the natural way. Come by and let us show you New Xenadrine and Medicuts. Health-focused foods in the Bosque River Center is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturday, 9 to 6, and Sunday, 1 to 5.
Parenting is a constant learning process. What you have to do is prioritize.
Back in '88, Earl wanted to retire, spend more time with Tiger.
But Dad taught me.
I met an American Express financial advisor. Dave is a personal friend of mine to this day. We trust each other because we got a track record.
It's about making smarter decisions.
And that's when dreams can happen.
Call today to find out how we can help you reach your dreams.
Stadium, John Hollinger, Boots Elliott, glad to have you along. John, that last scoring drive?
Well, it was a scoring sprint, I guess you could say. Luker to Cardwell, a 48-yard touchdown pass, and of course the PAT was good. That put Stephenville on top, 7-6, and it took 8 seconds.
Morin's kick is away, end-over-end kick that will be taken on the far sideline. A little bit of trouble being picked up the ball finally, and then being hammered all the way back at the 12-yard line. Getting hammered at the 12-yard line was Thomas Williams, who booted it around a little bit when he was trying to pick it up.
That scoring summary brought to you by River North Small Animal Hospital. Hey, interesting thing that Steve Ross and we were talking about this one morning before we went on the area having coffee. He said, you know, Stephenville's offense gets the ball. They do like that. They score in like 8-10 seconds. Then the defense holds them to 3 and out. He said, when do they play?
Exactly.
I mean, they're never on the field. When are they playing? That's a great point.
Set up now, 1st and 10. The actual spot is at about the 13-yard line of Everman. As one deep back is Kennedy. He stands 8 yards off the line of scrimmages. Now he is joined by a fullback on the play, and that is Parks. Under center once again is Bradford, and now a flag comes down. Is this delay of game? It is dead ball, delay of game against Everman, so that'll back them up. It was at the 13.
Isn't that kind of redundant to say dead ball, delay of game?
Dead ball, delay of game. Very redundant.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you weren't in
doing
action.
anything. So maybe we ought to just say delay of game, and the officials ought to do the same thing with their sign.
Yeah, thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know that I've ever noticed them do that.
That and 35 cents in a lot of places will get you a cup of coffee. All right, 1st and 15 for the Everman Bulldogs. It is for coffee. Bradford under center. Kennedy, the one back behind him. Double tight end set. It is a draw, giving the ball to Kennedy, and he'll be drilled all the way back. No, he escapes. He was in the goal area. Now we'll go to the outside of the 5. Kendall trying to make the tackle. He escapes out of the 15. Cuts back to the 20. Out to the 24-yard line. Kennedy was almost tackled in the end zone for a safety, and he broke 2 tackles. Then Kendall hit him at about the 10-yard line. He glanced off of that and escaped out to about the 24-yard line. So, John, something we've seen from Kennedy early on, even though he's not very big at 5'9" and about 180 pounds, he is very strong, and they're having a hard time bringing this man down, even when they've got him slowed down and wrapped up.
Should have had him tackled at the goal line. He ends up getting 15 yards and 2 runs, and he's done it all on his own. I mean, nobody's helped him on those deals.
Kennedy is again 8 yards back in the backfield behind Bradford. 2 receivers to both sides. Play action, setting up, being hammered is Bradford all the way back at the 14-yard line. And coming in was Mercer, I believe. Yeah, B.J. Mercer on a strong safety blitz destroys Bradford.
You know, you've heard the expression announcers use, he was blindsided. That's exactly what happened. He's got to see him coming in. He obviously was looking toward our sideline over here on the home field, Boots, because Mercer coming in from the visitor side angle, and he never saw him. He's lucky he hung onto that football.
Oh, goodness. Call it a loss on the play of 10 yards, so it's 2nd down and 20 for Everman. 1 receiver to the near side, double tight end look with the wing back, 1 back behind Bradford is Kennedy. Kennedy takes a handoff over left tackle. He'll be stacked up at about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, gang tackling. That's the best way to do it.
He'll press forward for about 2 yards, so it'll set up 3rd down and 18 for Everman, and this is not a position they like to be in with a traditionally running club.
Yeah, Dante Kennedy's per rush average has got to be pretty good right now. We'll certainly hope that that'll change and catch up with him, but that's incredible.
3:48 and counting here in the Nations Bank first quarter. Our score, Stephenville 7, Everman 6. 3rd down and 18 for the Bulldogs at their own 17-yard line. Bradford is under center, 2 backs behind him in the I formation. Kennedy dots the I at the tail. It is a give to the fullback straight up the middle. He'll be hammered at about the 19-yard line in the interior defense by a whole host of Yellow Jackets. It goes forward for maybe a yard, 2 yards at the most. He gets out to the 20. If the original spot was at the 17, then we'll have to credit him 3. So I'll set up 4th down and 15 for Everman, and Jackets will get the ball back again and should have pretty good field position.
Well, if the last kick was any indication, somewhere around the 50, maybe the Stephenville 45, where the deep men can do something with football.
James McKinney stands at his own 5-yard line, awaits the snap, gets it. The kick is away. Much better kick. High spiraling kick that will chase Kendall back to his own 40. Browse up to the 45, cuts across midfield, gets to about the 46-yard line of Everman, and that's where Stephenville will start 1st and 10 after the 39-yard kick. Jackets starting 1st and 10 at the Everman 46-yard line. 12 yards on the return from Browse.
Boy, and you know, in any offense, I don't care what kind of offense you have, 10, 12, 15 yards on a punt return, that's just gold. I mean, when you can get you're over on the other team's side of the ball now.
Or even better than that, if you're Dion and you go 70 twice.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dante looked like him on that one play, didn't he?
Luker is in shotgun. He sends Evett to the near side. Play action. Kellen setting up, looking to throw. A deep open receiver. No, it's intercepted over the head of Cardwell. Back to the 35, across the 40, cutting up and going out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Luker that time just threw it over the head of the intended receiver, Cardwell. It was intercepted on the play by J.D. Hill, the man who almost had an interception a while ago. There is a late flag on the play.
Number 68 for the Bulldogs, Jonathan Rogers, put a late, not a very clean shot. They're going to call it pushing it back, and then went after Ferrazas. And look at the coaching staff really chewing him out for that. That could have been a personal foul.
Well, we bragged on Luker before the game only having 1 interception on the year.
No, wait a minute. You bragged on him. Let's go ahead and clear that up.
No, see, there's nothing wrong with bragging like that. It's when you put a statistic that he's never missed. That's when you get in trouble, I think.
Now, what's the difference between he never missed and he only has 1?
Because I'm trying to back myself up. I guess that's the only thing I can figure out on that deal.
Because it's your week to take all the heat, pal. Not mine. Oh, man. Boy, I did take some heat. I had one fellow tell me, Boots, John, you just need to go down there to the Booster Club. You know, I apologize to the whole board and family. So I'd like to publicly do that, I guess.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. The penalty backs them up to their own 35. Bradford looking to throw out in the near side. He throws it over the head of the intended receiver, who is Dante Kennedy. But Kennedy had no chance of catching the ball as it was well over his head and not catchable, even though Kennedy was kind of held up around the line of scrimmage. Sets up 2nd and 10.
Well, and I may show my ignorance here, but when you're in the backfield like that, you know, that you could be a blocking back.
Sure.
I mean,
you got to go after him.
You're not in the route, so, I mean, you got to go after him. They just bumped him.
Plus, when they hit him, Kennedy still had the ball in his hand, so how do you know that Kennedy's not trying to block for his quarterback?
Sure.
Bradford comes up to the line for the Bulldogs. He'll send 1 receiver split on both sides with a double tight end look and wing back set. on the far side. Straight drop for Bradford, throwing out in the flats, has a receiver. It's through the hands of Jesus Almos, who almost made the catch but did not, so it brings up 3rd down and 10.
And pretty nice shot there by the defensive back Brady Gunn, who went ahead and followed through and knocked him down on the sideline. Especially from behind like that, you want your DBs doing that, obviously not to the point where you get a penalty, but just to give the receiver a little something else to think about next time he runs the route.
And the next time he is in that area, I'm sure he will be looking out of the corner of his eye for Gunn. It's now 3rd down and 10.
He's smart, he will.
2:25 to go in the Nations Bank first quarter. 7-6 our score. Stephenville on top of Everman. One back is Kennedy. Takes the pitch to the far side, cuts up, gets to the line of scrimmage, and then is hit pretty hard, but surges forward to the 40. A pickup of 5 on the play. It'll set up 4th down and 5, and Everman will be forced to punt.
Well, Boots, after that one big play for the touchdown to start the football game, well, this defense has really settled into what we've seen all year long.
It's an interesting offense for Everman because Kennedy, who gets the ball on most occasions, gets the ball about 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He has to go a long ways just to get positive yardage.
Yeah, that gives him a good chance to look at the hole, though, from back there.
Jason McKinney getting set to punt again. Punt away. It's a wobbly kick that will be taken. Fair caught by Cardwell at the 28-yard line, and that's where Stephenville will begin. 1st and 10 at their own 28. 31 yards on the kick from McKinney.
Well, McKinney's done a good job in the kicking department, Boots. A little over 30-yard average, throughout the night, and he's already had, 4 punts?
Well, there's a lot of punts in this game already.
Yeah, that's something that we're not necessarily used to seeing, except out of the Stephenville Yellow Jacket side anyway.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They'll be at their 29-yard line as the official spot. One receiver to the far side. Luker is under center. 2 backs behind him. A wing back look. Pitch to the far side's Hunter. Hunter's looking for a cut. He'll go to the outside across the 30. 35 gets a nice move after the 38-yard line. A pickup of 7 and 8 on the play for the Zach Rabbit. It brings up 2nd and short for Stephenville.
Great lead block there by Jimmy Ferrazis to get him around the corner. Zach looked like he wanted to go inside with that. When Ferrazis knocked his man down, he just dipped back outside, and as you said, picked up the 8 yards.
And what an important thing you say there, John, when you say he dipped in. That really helps set up the block to make the defensive man come in with a dip and help Ferrazis hook him so that Hunter was able to get on the outside. 2nd and 2, handoff to Ferrazis. Ferrazis will be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and he'll be driven backwards about 6 yards, but his loss of forward momentum is a no-gainer on the play. So to bring up 3rd down and 2 for Stephenville.
Number 78, Alfred Overton, the one that messed that play up. He just shot in from his defensive tackle position, Boots, and Ferrazis had to stop for just a minute, spin around him, and when he did, the rest of the defense, as you already mentioned tonight, very quick, got in there and made the tackle, no gain.
Overton, 6 foot, 232 pounds. Luker under center in a tight yardage situation, hands the ball to Ferrazis. He will only go for 1 yard. He will not get enough yardage for the first. It is 4th and 1 for Stephenville. And Stephenville, which has had absolutely zero luck, check that. It is a gain of nothing on the play, so it'll be 4th down and 2 needed. Luker is in the game, and Stephenville twice has tried to run up the middle, have gotten nowhere. See if the Jackets just try to get Everman to jump. Luker under center, handoff over the left side for Ferrazis. Trying to get enough for the first down, he does. He powers his way out to the 43-yard line. The reason the Jackets were so quickly, John, getting to the line of scrimmage, they went on a real quick count, and I don't think Everman was quite set.
You know, I told you a while ago about number 78, Alfred Overton, coming in and making that big play. Boots didn't make one that time. Big Felix Alvarado just pancaked him at the line of scrimmage, and that took care of that business.
Thanks, Fifi. That is the end of the Nations Bank first quarter. Our score, Stephenville 7, Everman 6.
We'll take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the second quarter.
The single most important step in building any investment plan is getting started. If you have any questions about how to start or build an effective investment program, ask the investment representatives at Investment Centers of America. Whether you're thinking about an IRA, a small business plan, a retirement plan, or some financial issue, Investment Centers of America can help you find what fits you best. Investment Centers of America, Town and Country Bank Building, Stephenville. Investment Centers of America. We know the territory. Stihl has been building quality chainsaws since 1926. Bill's Lawnmower Shop has been providing quality power equipment service since 1966. For an experienced team that can provide excellent service and reliable chainsaws, look to Stihl and Bill's Lawnmower Shop.
It's Luker in shotgun, gives the ball an inside trap to Hunter. Hunter will get forward for about 1 yard. It was the delayed draw trap at a shotgun from Luker to Hunter. And I'm telling you, John, these plays that are long developing, like a draw, like an outside toss sweep, are going to be so tough to be effective tonight with the speed of Everman, able to close on situations just like that.
Exactly. We got another District 6-4A score to pass along to you. It is in the second quarter, Brownwood 14, Granbury 10.
Pretty close game. Trips to the far side, one to the near side. Luker looking to set up. He's in some trouble. Will throw across the middle. In and out of the hands of Cardwell. It would have been a tough catch to make because he had to dive at about the 35-yard line. Luker has seen something tonight he hasn't seen all year, John. He's seeing some pressure in the backfield.
Man, I tell you what, I don't know if the coaches are saying, yeah, I bet the coaches are talking to him right now. Number 35 for Everman, the young man playing over here on the corner, Turrentine, grabbed Casey Sneed as he ran by him and just held on his jersey. Referee looked right at it and didn't throw a flag.
Luker fumbles the snap, has to set up. With scramble, is in some trouble. He will go down for a loss of about 3 yards. Snap hit Luker right in the hands and he dropped it. He had to go down and pick it up, and by the time he picked it up and got back to the line of scrimmage, he was covered by purple jerseys. It'll be a loss of about 2 on the play. It'll set up 4th down and 10, and Evett will have to punt. Chris Evett standing at his own 32-yard line. Snap back to him. Kick is away. High spirally kick that goes off the side of his foot, I believe. That went out of bounds on the Stephenville sideline. Not as strong a punt as you would normally think out of Chris Evett, as it will be spotted at the 28-yard line. Only 26 yards on the kick for Evett, who's got that stiff wind behind him. So early on, we've seen the punters either look very good or have a little bit of trouble going to the sideline.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And sometimes that wind may be whipping a little bit. Is it blowing kind of behind and across the field, Boots?
Well, the flags on top look like they're going directly from right to left, but they could be circling a little bit as well. Bradford is under center. No backs behind him. Straight drop for Bradford, looking to throw out on the far sideline. Incomplete as the ball went over the head of the intended receiver. One of the Jackets was there quickly, gun
Ready to go.
to hit almost. Hit him right as the ball was arriving. Incomplete. It'll set up 2nd down and 10.
And he almost got there a little early, but he timed it just right. That was just a real nice defensive play. You might have heard some of the crowd for Everman moan a little bit, but why wouldn't they?
Well, sure, we're on their sideline. It is 2nd down and 10. In the Cook Lumber second quarter, our score, Stephenville 7, Everman 6. Bradford is under center, one back behind him deep in the eye, and that is Kennedy. Kennedy takes the handoff to the near side, and he's drilled in the backfield, trying to escape, but team tackling will not let him get away. Stopped all the way back at the 25-yard line. A loss of about 4 on the play, set up 3rd down and 14. And John, when you see times like that when Kennedy does not want to go down and keeps fighting for extra yardage and he has to take additional punishment and hits, you're going to see him later on maybe not have quite the enthusiasm of trying to escape if he knows he's going to take a few more hits and he's got the chance of being stripped.
Yeah, and not only that wears you down. Plus a guy that's doing all the kicking and playing safety on defense.
So Bradford again is under center, one to both sides are the receivers, a double tight end look. Bradford throwing the quick one across the middle. It's in front of the intended receiver on the play, James McKinney, and McKinney was dancing a little bit with Hodges after the play.
Yeah, Hodges just kind of stared at him as he was laying on the ground. He used the opportunity to look over at the coaches and get the call, but I think he was really just kind of staring at the young man down on the ground. Made it look like he wasn't talking, just kind of looking for the sideline for the call for the linebacker.
So now 4th and 14 for the Bulldogs. McKinney, who just missed that pass, will be back to kick. He now has tape wrapped around his opposite kicking foot as the spiraling kick into the wind will be fair caught by Cardwell at his own 42-yard line. And that's where Stephenville will begin 1st and 10 at their own 42, 34 yards into that wind on the kick for McKinney. And look at McKinney right now, who also plays on offense. He just had his left ankle wrapped, and he is very slow coming to the sideline. He is definitely in some pain.
And remember, we told at the top of the broadcast, they had just got him back, Boots, with an ankle sprain, and they were glad to have him play defense and tight end for him, but more on defense. But you're right, he's very slow as he goes off. He's flexing that ankle on the sideline.
Some injury problems for the Bulldogs. They've already lost their talented fullback, Donta Hayward, for the game. He's in street clothes. So Injury starting to mount up for Everman. 1st and 10 for the Jackets. In shotgun is Luker with 2 backs standing next to him. Inside handoff, no Luker keeping. Pitching out to Carville. 40 big running room. 45 across midfield. Inside the 40 of Stephenville. 35-30. Will he escape? He will go the distance. The pitch from Luker to Cardwell will go 59 yards, and Stephenville extends their lead now 13-6.
Man, what a great fake by Kellen Luker. And was it Hunter? Was that the first guy?
Yes.
That was, hey, boy, he ran that to perfection. That was a great, great fake. Nobody knew who that was until it was Kennedy playing free safety back there, and that was after they'd already run by him.
Well, Jack, the reason that play was so successful is because Everman has been so quick to go toward the first motion. As Stephenville looks like they'll go out of the swinging gate. It's back to Evan. He's by himself looking to throw. Now he'll pitch out to Bourne. Bourne will get across the goal line for the 2-point conversion. It's good. The swinging gate works that time for the 2-point conversion. Stephenville now on top, 15-6 with 9:34 to go here in the second quarter.
JW just got 2 of his points back.
From last week. Thank you, John. And you can go pat him on the back. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV.
Hello, friends. This is Greg Bruner for Bruner Motors, sitting on top of my old friend Buck here. You may think this is a lot of bull, but I've got some specials that are no bull deals for you.
GM certified used cars and trucks which have gone through an extensive 110-point inspection and come standard with a 12-month or 12,000-mile factory bumper-to-bumper warranty.
On behalf of our 90 employees, come on down to any of our 3 locations for your no bull deal. And by the way, we appreciate your business.
Your friends at Brooks Real Estate want to kick off a winning season by teaming up with the real estate professionals at Brooks Real Estate, the strategy that sells. Call Brooks at 965-5051. Easter Air has become the name synonymous with excellence in Erath County. We recommend a checkup on your central heat and air unit every 6 months to keep it running at its best. Offering no interest financing on Lennox systems. Easter Air at 968-6494 or stop by at 1011 North Graham, Stephenville.
John Hollinger, Boots LA, glad to have you along. 9:34 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Stephenville 15, Everman 6. And John, that last scoring play was so successful because Everman has been so quick to react to first response for Stephenville. That time they fake the handoff. Everyone goes with the fake on the Hunter, then the pitch out to Cardwell. That scoring play, John.
Well, one play, 59 yards, Cardwell 59 run, and Bourne gets the 2-point conversion.
Deep end-over-end kick for Bourne that goes out of the back of the end zone. Good kick for him, and so everyone will start 1st and 10 at their own 20. And John,
that scoring summary brought to you by Texas Trucks.
Those scoring summaries of one play, it's starting to become a trend.
One play for them?
No, for us.
And one play for us twice.
Thank you. That's
all
right.
All the scoring drives have been on one play.
Well, what does that mean if you have to go to your second play and you haven't scored yet?
I don't know.
Go ahead and punt?
I guess so. Hey, one observation that was made during that timeout up here in the booth. Real quickness out of the defensive backs for Everman. That's been the difference in the ballgame. If Stephenville looks a little out of sync, I think you can credit a lot of that to those defensive backs.
Now flags come down before the play.
And not only that, Boots, you were mentioning something, the fake to Hunter, everybody bid on it, went the other way.
Sure.
Sometimes your speed and quickness can hurt you.
Exactly the point, because everyone's gotten to the point where Stephenville has not been doing a lot of faking, and everyone's had some success with their speed going at first motion or the first reaction of Stephenville, the first action of Stephenville. And that time the action had a reaction. It was the fake and the pitch out to Cardwell. I mean, he was 20 yards downfield before you ever saw a purple jersey within 10 yards of him.
Yeah, I guess he was at about the 20, and we'll look on the film on the replay this week on cable, but it seemed to me it was around the 20-yard line before Kennedy even realized what was going on.
Boy, and he blew past Dante Kennedy.
Yeah, he did, and Kennedy didn't make a lot of effort once it got to the end zone, but again, you can't blame him. He's thinking, well, he's going to score. I'm going to save myself for later in the game.
Yeah, and how tired is Kennedy going to be playing tailback with all the carries he's getting and starting at free safety?
Well, very tired, Boots, and I think we've had a chain break. That was in the game.
Yeah, official timeout right now.
But look at there, we've got some official Stephenville trainer tape. I believe that's going to take care of the problem on there.
Coach, we got some duct tape. All right, it's 1st and 10 for Everman at their own 20-yard line. Stephenville 15, Everman 6. Back at tailback now for the Bulldogs is Thomas Williams. He'll take the handoff over the left side, and he'll be stacked up by Parks right at the line of scrimmage. He'll go forward for maybe half a yard, and that's it. It'll be second down, and we'll still call it 10.
You mentioned Parks. Credit to Harmon, Parks, and Gilson.
Hodges, he was in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, that whole defensive front for Stephenville doing some good work also in the game as well. Gordon Carroll. And they're just stuffing the line of scrimmage now. I notice, I imagine Coach Copeland had a little talk with them after that first play. A lot of game tackling, Boots.
Second down 10 for the Bulldogs. No backs behind Bradford. Bradford straight drop, setting up, looking to throw. He's in some trouble. He'll escape across the 20. The cutback, he'll get up to the 25-yard line. The escape from Bradford out of the pocket. Net's about 5 yards, so it'll bring up third down and a short 5 needed for the Bulldogs.
Boots, I just saw the smartest man on the football field.
Was it Bradford getting down?
No, it was number 33, Donde Kennedy. He went over there and helped Jack Hodges up off the ground, as if to say, good job, my friend, good job.
And please don't hit me.
Go easy on me, big fella. I mean, who can blame him?
Play just now getting into the huddle for the Bulldogs. This is going to be close to them being delay of game.
Boy, they were late with that play.
Quickly to the line are the Bulldogs, 3rd and 5. It is Bradford under center, and there is a flag. It is delay of game against the Bulldogs. We noticed they were very late getting the play in.
It was almost 15 seconds, Boots, when they came into the game. Well, that, you can't blame the kids for that one.
My favorite part is that it's we're in the middle of a penalty being marched off, and the clock was still running. That was kind of fun.
Kind of like last week.
Weatherford had a little of that going on, didn't they? So Kennedy stands about 8 yards deep behind Bradford. Now one back goes and joins him. Joining him in the backfield is Montrell Parks. One man in motion to the near side. Inside handoff, running the option is Bradford. Bradford picks out to Kennedy, makes a nice grab, cuts up, gets across the 27 to the 28-yard line. The penalty certainly cost Everman because Everman comes up about 2 yards short of the first down, and they'll be forced to punt. And what a nifty behind his back grab for Kennedy when he took the pitch on the run.
Yeah, and just a great pitch from Bradford, too, as he had a defender hanging all over him, and he was able to make that pitch, and like you said, heads-up catch for Kennedy to keep that ball off the ground.
So 4th down and 2, and the Bulldogs will be forced to punt. Standing back again is McKinney at his own 20-yard line. He lets this one go kind of off the end of his foot. Gets a really nice high kick to Browse, who fumbles momentarily. He'll look to get to the far sideline. He'll get to the 25, around the corner after the 30, finds a seam. 35, tries to cut back 40, 45, 47-yard line. And credit Kendall Browse on doing all of that by himself. The punt goes 37 yards, and the return is 17.
Man, that's just great individual effort there by Kendall.
6:48 to go here in the...
Now that looked like Dion. Start one way and then try to get to the wall on the outside.
And finally got there. On the, on the Cook Lumber second quarter, our score is Stephenville 15, Everman 6. You can listen to this game worldwide on the World Wide Web at kstvfm.net. kstvfm.com. Thank you. Thanks to TexiNet in Stephenville. Looker looking to throw the deep ball, has Evett downfield at the 30, makes a move, gets down to the 26-yard line. There is a flag on the play, and this one's probably coming back as it was thrown in the offensive huddle. In the offensive pocket.
Huh?
How can you throw illegal procedure against Stephenville way after the play is over, and it's thrown by the referee 6 seconds after the start of the play?
I figured that would be holding. What in the world is that?
You never see a referee throw a flag for illegal procedure about halfway through the play.
I'm sure Coach Browse would like to know the answer to that question you just asked, Boots.
Boy, that is completely unusual.
Boy, how open was Evett that time?
Well, it's a repeat of first down, and Stephenville only losing 5 yards on a penalty. They'd probably rather have the down in most situations anyway than the yards. But that does wipe out a big play that would have been down to the Everman 25, wipe off the pass from Luker to Evett. Now, Luker in shotgun, trips to the far side, twins to the near side. Luker looking to throw across the middle, too far in front of Cardwell. And it's one of those situations where Luker is feeling a little bit of pressure, and so now he's trying to get to the point where he's trying to gun that ball into some areas. You know, you hear about John Elway all the time as having such a strong arm, and Favre, that sometimes there's a real tiny crease for the ball to get there, and the coaching staff would prefer that they maybe not try to get in there. But with that strong a howitzer, he's got a chance, and that's what we're seeing right now, just not quite executing. Trips to the near side, twins to the far side. Luker is in shotgun formation. Kellen awaiting the snap. It's back to him. He's rolling to the far sideline. He's got running room across the 45, gets out to about the 49-yard line. The delayed quarterback draw from shotgun credits about 6 to 7 yards, so it'll set up now. 3rd down and about 8. The ball is almost on the midfield stripe.
I don't know if Coach Briles called that play at the line of scrimmage or if Kellen just saw it, but it was obviously something he saw just at the snap of the ball, Boots, because he didn't hesitate at all to run around that corner and got good positive yard, picked up 7.
3rd down and 8 for the Jackets at the Bulldog 50-yard line. 6:02 and counting here in the second quarter. Stephenville 15, Everman 6. Play action. Luker setting up. Has got a deep open receiver. T.J. Douglas drops the ball. Oh, no. Cardwell was open deep on the near sideline. Luker elected to throw the ball to Douglas for about 10 yards, which would have been plenty for the first down. It hit Douglas right between the 8 and the 1. He could not hold on to the football.
Look at the coaches for Everman pointing at 2 defensive backs pointing at 25. Did y'all see that guy?
He was wide open.
Oh, he was wide open.
Jackets getting set to punt, maybe.
Is this a fake here?
Boy, it's looking like it possibly could be. Evatt is in deep. Kendall is the up back. It goes to Evatt. Evatt does punt the ball away. It is an end-over-end wobbly kick that hits at the 20, gets down to the 15, to the 10, and goes out of bounds at the 8-yard line. A wonderful kick from Chris Evatt that goes 42 yards and pins Everman deep at their own 8-yard line.
Legal procedure against Stephenville. Again, same
legal
thing.
procedure on a punt.
What are we doing? It's the same guy that threw it, Boots. The referee.
Boy, Stephenville is not look sharp tonight.
Well, what is he calling? That's what I want to know.
It's a good, because the coaching staff is confused too. It's the same official.
Or maybe we just think they're confused. Coaches in the booth don't seem too confused. I don't know what that is.
Let's walk right in there and ask the coaching staff why we're getting that.
Yeah, right.
It is illegal procedure against Stephenville. It is.
Boy, that's tough break.
Replays 4th down, so now it's 4th and 13. I tell you what, why don't we go for it now?
Yeah.
Make that, and that'll prove a point.
Yeah, I'm sure it would. Especially if you didn't make it.
Thank you. Jackets line up at more of the traditional punt set as they have all the linemen up. High snap but handled. Evatt's kick is away, and this is a high booming kick that will be fair caught by Kennedy at the 15-yard line. That one will go 39 yards, and with a huge hang time, Evatt did his job and will pin Everman back at the 15, and that's where they will start 1st and 10. Stephenville leading Everman 15-6 with 5:38 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter.
Well, another great kick by Evatt, man, and like you said, talk about your hang time. There was no way that ball was going to get returned. And the 5-yard penalty was about what you lost on the exchange.
So it is 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 15-yard line. Up at center now again is Larry Bradford. Bradford under center, straight drop, and flags come down. Boy, howdy, this has been a game that's been run by the officials, and that's it.
Yeah, it seems like you can't get any flow to this ball game, and of course a lot of that has to do with stopping a lot for flags.
It is illegal procedure against Everman.
Now the head official did throw his flag, but I think he just threw his when he saw everybody else throw one. So I don't know if that was another one of those.
Hanky happiness here in Everman tonight.
I'd like to know what he's seeing from back where he is. If it's like an up back or...
Well, the Jackets almost got that 5 yards back on that play.
You're
so
right.
It's 1st and 10. The pump play action, throwing the deep ball to Kennedy on the near side. Kendall going up. He tips the ball away, and then it's almost intercepted by Harris. Kendall Browse doing a wonderful high leaping ability to go over the head of Kennedy and tip the ball away from him. It was probably going to be a catch made at the 40-yard line, and once he tipped it away, he and Kennedy fell down. Harris fell down as well trying to catch up, and the ball hit on his hands. He kicked it once, and then it was just out of his grasp.
Well, and if you work for nothing but sports production, Boots, you couldn't have scripted that one any better. Notice where the cameraman was.
Standing right next to it.
That'll be a great one to see on the replay. He had a great look at that. So, boy, what a great job those guys do.
About right now, that ball's coming right into your screen in your living room.
That's right.
All right, now 2nd down and 10. Check that 2nd and 15 for the Bulldogs. Kennedy is at the tailback position. He is deep behind Bradford, taking the handoff, and then it's a fake reverse, and then being tackled is Kennedy, but he escapes, and then he's hit again. Hit all the way back at the 3-yard line. First for the Jackets was the strong safety, Mercer. He held him long enough until Browse could get there and finish him off. Parks was out there as well. A huge loss on the fake reverse after Kennedy got the pitch. I bet he wishes now he'd have gone ahead and handed it off on the reverse.
Yeah, and Boots, something you mentioned earlier, just earlier in this quarter, did you notice, not to take anything away from Kendall Brow's tackle, but Kennedy did go down without as much fight that time, and he already started to look a little winded, and who can blame him?
Having to play both ways and kicking for this team. 4:51 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. 3rd down and 22 to go for the Bulldogs. Dropping back is Bradford. He's at his own goal line. The quarterback draw. He'll escape. He'll get up to the 10. He'll get to the 14, and then he'll be hammered and drilled, and a bunch of Jackets piling on, and we'll be lucky if we do not get a late flag on that.
Yeah, especially as easy as some of the flags have been flying tonight. That was close. Could have been, a piling on thing there.
But there is no flag. Getting 12 yards on the carry is Bradford on the quarterback draw. It brings the ball out to the 15-yard line, the original line of scrimmage, and that's where the Bulldogs will be forced to punt.
That was a good run by Bradford. That gave him some field position to work with from punting situation.
James McKinney getting set. He'll stand at his own goal line to await the snap to punt it away. Snap back to him is low but handled. Kick is away. Good kick. Well, I say that now it starts to wobble and the wind catches it. It bounces forward to the 45, to the 50, to the 45 of Stephenville, to the 40. And this is one tough for the Jackets as it goes 45 yards and 15 of that was on the ground. But, John, it was one of those punts that was so wobbly coming in and knuckling, and it was so long and high in the hang time category that none of the Jackets could really get around it to field it. And when it hit, it was just like taking off.
Well, the wind caught it, right at about the 45-yard line of the Bulldogs, Boots, and so the Jackets couldn't have got to the ball if they'd have wanted to. And, of course, they didn't want to because there was a lot of Bulldog traffic around it.
But how unusual for a ball knuckling up into the wind to hit and then spurt forward for about 15 to 20 yards. But anyway, Jackets have the ball at their own 40-yard line. Trips to the far side, 1 to the near side. Check it 2 now as Hunter comes in motion this way. Luker setting up, looking to throw. He's in some trouble and he'll be sacked all the way back at the 30-yard line. Everman has had some big-time pressure tonight on Luker as the Jacket offensive line for the first time this season is seeing some opposite-colored jerseys get by them and get on their quarterback.
Boots, remember what we were told by the Stephenville coaches? Watch number 66, Steve Williams. He likes to dance.
He's a little animated, would you say?
Yeah, and he was there. He put on a pretty good show there for the fans.
Oh, that'll wear you out, that show. 2nd and 15. In shotgun is Luker, setting up flags down. Illegal motion on the play, or an offsides. Now Luker's in the backfield. He just drops the football. He gets back on it. Now he'll throw it across the middle. Catching the ball is Keel up at the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 5, but we'll wait and see on the flags. Boy, this has been a weird night for the Stephenville offense as far as execution is concerned.
Defense was offsides on this end, so it'll be, they had a free play there. Let's see, who was that? Was that?
It is defensive offsides against Everman. So instead of
in the game for the Stephenville Yellow Jackets, is that Van Hanem? I believe it is, yeah. Mr. Van Hanem decided that he didn't care too much for Williams' dance. Did you see back at about Stephenville 35 where Williams ended up? He was flat on the ground with Van Hanem on him like, I don't want to see that dance out of you anymore.
2nd down and 10 after the penalty. No backs behind Luker. Luker straight drop, setting up, is in some pressure, and he'll be sacked again, but he escapes, but fumbles the football. One of the linemen pick it up and get out to the 36-yard line. Luker is having all kinds of trouble just hanging on to the ball. It's like hot potato for him.
Well, that was Williams again. And he wants out of the game, I think, Boots.
Well, no, I think he was motioning to the sideline. One of the Everman players is hurt with cramps, it looks like, on the play. Is it Thomas Williams in the middle? Yeah, it is on the left end. Thomas Williams was trying to stretch his hams. A loss of 2, so it's now 3rd down and 12 for Stephenville. Luker, play action, looking to throw the deep ball on the sideline, has Carville at the 45-40. He will go the distance. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. The strike from Luker to Carville on the near sideline will go for 53 yards. 51 yards? 50-60. Thank you, I've got it now. 62 yards. That runs the play of the game mark on that one. And it's now 21-6 with 2:41 remaining in the Cook Lumber second quarter.
You want to try it again, Boots?
Looker to Cardwell for 61 yards. Call it a touchdown. How about that? Let's save that one for the play of the game instead of the other one.
I think you're
I have a feeling, though, when I'm out of the booth, y'all are not going to allow that to happen.
Oh, yes, Boots.
Borat getting set. The hold. The kick is on the way. It is up and it is good. With 2:41 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter, our score, Stephenville 22, Everman 6. Back in 1 minute on KSTV.
The purpose of the SABC is to provide financial and moral support to the boys and girls athletic programs throughout junior high and high school. The money we raise helps the Stephenville Independent School District with the increasing expenses of athletics and the equipment that is necessary so that all students have an opportunity to participate. Membership also provides a way for parents and supporters to become involved in the building of the great spirit for which Stephenville athletics is known. It takes a lot of involvement to accomplish all that we would like, and we need you. Offering Stephenville's largest selection of colors and styles, Danny's House of Carpet covers all of your flooring needs. Besides our wide selection, our friendly, knowledgeable staff can help you with anything from carpet and ceramic tile flooring to custom drapes, bedspreads, and professional installation. Serving the Stephenville area for 26 years and counting, come by Danny's House of Carpets at 1670 South Loop for all of your decorating needs.
Hollinger Boots LA 22-6 our score. Stephenville on top of Everman. And John, that last scoring drive.
Well, Boots, it was only 4 plays, went 60 yards. Took a minute and 38. Of course, Cardwell from Luker for 62. Bourne's extra point was good. It makes it 22-6. That scoring summary brought to you by Loopy's Breakfast and Lunch.
During the timeout we were talking, made a pretty good example of what was going on with the offense so far. They're like an 8-cylinder engine that tonight's only firing on about 2 cylinders, but that's plenty right now. They're still up 22-6. Boren's kick is away. End-over-end kick will be taken and then fumbled. It goes into the end zone, so Kennedy will have to go on a knee. He does. That is bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. Trying to make the return was Williams at the 5. It went through his hands, and Kennedy chased the ball back into the end zone and down the football.
Well, that was a little scary right there for the Everman Bulldogs. Well, here's a team that scored the first time they touched the ball, Boots, and it's been all Stephenville offense and defense since. And you kind of could feel that, even though they were flying high after that big scoring play, of course.
We'll bring you some first quarter stats here in just a little bit to give you an example of that. It is 1st and 10 for Everman at their own 20-yard line. Bradford again in the game. He is under center with 2 backs now behind him with Kennedy at the tailback position. Straight drop for Bradford. Looking to throw in the flats, and it's knocked away. Craig Parks doing a great job. Check that. It was not Craig Parks.
Was it Carroll?
It was Gordon Carroll making the stop at the left side defensive end, slapping the ball away from Bradford when he tried to make the throw. It'll be 2nd down and 10 upcoming.
That's what you want your lineman to do. Just rush, 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 and if you don't get there, then jump. And that's exactly what Gordon did, and made the big defensive play.
Well, looking at Carroll out there, he goes 6'3", 6'4", with that wingspan. He's going to be up in the air a pretty good ways.
Yeah, he and Gilson look like bookends out there, don't they, with the tackles in the middle?
Very similar. Twins to both sides. Kennedy, the deep eye back behind Bradford. Straight drop. Bradford looking to run, and he'll be stacked up all the way back at the 15-yard line. He was trying to pull off a quarterback draw, and the rush was so quickly upon him with Harmon and Gordon Carroll up the middle.
Man, Harmon just manhandled his guy and goes in and gets the sack. Give Harmon the sack.
Stephenville calls the timeout to try to preserve some clock.
2:12 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Our score, Stephenville 22, Everman 6. Back in 1 minute on KSTV.
If children are a blessing, then grandchildren are truly a gift. They renew our hope. They recapture our youth. And as grandparents, you want to give them something in return. Your local State Farm agent has just the thing. It's the gift of life insurance. And as your grandchildren grow, you can add to the policy to help give them financial security for many years to come. So let your nearby State Farm agent help you ensure that their days will be as bright as they've made yours.
Who was voted the best tractor dealership in Erath County? Who carries products for the farmer, outdoorsman, and the family who wants the ultimate lawn. If you guessed Hendershot Equipment, you scored a touchdown. Supporting the Jackets for over 30 years, Bill Tomlinson, class of 67, David Tomlinson, class of 71. The Stephenville Funeral Home, your family's friend in time of need in Stephenville.
Stadium, John Hollinger, Booth Elliott. Third down now, and about 14 needed for the Bulldogs. There's 2:12 remaining as Stephenville leads 22-6. We have some 6-4-8 scores to pass along.
Bradford running the veer to the near side, escapes, gets out to the 20, the 25, and he will go out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. It is short of the yardage needed for the first down. It sets up fourth down and about 3. And granted, not exactly what the Stephenville defensive coaches wanted to have happen on the play because he picked up about 10 to 12 yards. But it does stop him short of the first down, and they ran him out of bounds.
Stop the clock. In the second quarter now, it's Brownwood 21, Granbury 13. Second quarter, listen to this score. Cleburne Burleson, nothing. Second quarter, Joshua 7, Crowley, nothing.
That's the shocker, folks.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. All right, fourth down. Everman will be forced to punt with 2:04 remaining in the half. McKinney getting set, the snap back to him. The Bulldog punter gets the punt away. Spiraling kick that will be taken by Cardwell. He'll fair catch at his own 42-yard line. And that's where Stephenville offense will begin. First and 10 at their own 42-yard line. That kick traveled 26 yards.
30? Oh, excuse me, 30.
30 yards on the kick.
I was looking at the clock. 1:56 to go. I think that's enough time for the offense to score.
Twice.
They can put something together. I think 30 points in the first half you'd feel pretty comfortable with, Boots. If you could put something on here, maybe go for 2.
You already tell me we're going to go for 2 if we score?
I would.
Okay.
Go. I mean, you know.
Luker under center, one back behind him, that's Combs. Now he goes in motion to the far side. Rolling to the far side is Luker, setting a throw up, has out in the flats is Hunter, and then he's drilled. The ball is dropped, and Zach Rabbit gets up, and thank goodness he did, because he never saw the defensive cornerback out on that far side, who absolutely leveled him, and I think that's Lang.
Yeah, it looks like Lang.
Check that. No, it's Brock Gardner. Ooh, Hunter took a huge pop on that one.
Yeah, and you could tell because it took him that time almost a half a second to get up.
Instead of the nanosecond that it usually does. Trips to the near side, 2 receivers to the far side. Luker is in shotgun. It's second down at 10, 1:50 to go here in the second quarter. Clock stopped momentarily, and there is offsides on the play and maybe illegal procedure. We'll wait and see. Luker's in some trouble. Now he'll throw the deep ball, and it's over the head of the intended receiver. Out there on the far sideline, I believe it was Casey Steed.
Yeah, Kellen did the right thing. Throw it deep because you got a free play. Defensive end on the near side, Boots. The same guy that jumped off a moment ago. That is number 40, Reggie Robinson.
And he is offsides again, so march the ball forward 5 yards for Stephenville, and that'll put the ball at the 40, about the 47 and a half, setting up second down and 5.
So 13 seconds have ticked off the clock. Still 1:42 to go in the half.
Still enough time to score twice.
If you can get the ball back.
Twins to the near side. Luker, play action, throwing out the flats. Has O'Neal open, the tight end, 40, 35-30, 25-20, down to the 15-yard line, almost to the 12-yard line. The big tight end taking the quick hitter across the middle. The big tight end ranging all the way down to about the 13-yard line that goes for the first, and the Jackets are in business again.
Boy, I tell you, that what I call a hot pass or whatever you want to call it, that thing is, well, obviously Cody scored on it earlier. And O'Neal, how open was he? And he just rambled along like a big tight end should.
So it's now first and 10 for the Jackets. At about the actual spot is the 14-yard line. Luker is under center. One back behind him is Cardwell. Cardwell will take the inside pitch. No, the pitch on the outside to Cardwell. He'll try to go to the 10-yard line, and he'll go out of bounds inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line, and they'll stop the clock momentarily. What a great job on the pitch out to Cardwell to make the contained man miss him. He dipped inside, then went outside, got great positive yardage, and stopped the clock by getting out of bounds, and the spot is actually at the 6.
Well, you're right. That dip inside, it faked the man inside, and again, it got him some positive yards, as you said, and then gave him the opportunity to run out of bounds.
He is almost to the 5-yard line, so Luker is under center. Hand off to the second man through Ferrasis. Ferrasis inside the 5 down to the 2-yard line. This will be enough for a first down, so it will be first and goal to go for the Jackets inside the 2 with 1:08 to go here in the second quarter. 22-6 our score. Stephenville on top of Everman. Ball is spotted at the 3-yard line.
Now you can just let the clock run. You're in no big hurry now.
So Looker will walk up to the line of scrimmage. 54 seconds and counting. Looker hands the second back through. It's Ferrasis. Ferrasis over the goal line. Is he? Yes. Touchdown, Jimmy Ferrasis. 48 seconds remaining in the Cook Lumber second quarter. That takes the lead now 28-6 for Stephenville.
Even I, without having to worry about Jay Cobb to give me the stats, I can even tell you how long that scoring drive took. A minute and 7 seconds. That's pretty quick.
Paying attention up on the scoreboard.
It's pretty quick.
Jackets lining up in the swinging gate. They look to the sideline for the call. Jackets will move the gate back to the middle, or all the linemen, if you will.
What do I know about going for 2, huh?
Jackets getting set up, at least looking like the conventional extra point. Steed awaits the snap. It's back to him. The hold down. The kick is on the way. It's up, and it is good. So with 48 seconds remaining in the second quarter,
Brought to us by Cook Lumber, our score. Stephenville 29, Everman 6, back at 1 minute on KSTV.
There's a new star in town, Techstar Ford Lincoln Mercury. Come see the difference for yourself. New owners, anxious to win your business with the best possible deals. New hours, open weekdays till 7 and now open Saturday till 6. And most of all, new attitude. You'll love dealing with the friendly people at Techstar. If you don't buy from us, it won't be because of the price. Techstar Ford Lincoln Mercury, Stephenville.
Are you troubled by strange noises under your car? Do you experience feelings of dread in your drive shaft? Have you or any of your family suspected spooks, specter, or ghosts in your machine? If the answer is yes, then don't wait another minute. Call the professionals. We're ready to believe you. Our courteous and efficient staff will take care of you whether you need new tires, strut, brakes, front end alignment, or just a spark in your spook. Trans Texas Tire. We're ready to believe you.
welcome back, Bulldog Stadium. John Hollinger, Boots Elliott, glad to have you along as Stephenville leads with 48 seconds remaining in the second quarter, 29-6.
That scoring summary, 4 plays, 48 yards, took a minute 7. Jimmy Ferrasis with the 3-yard run.
High pooch kick to the far sideline will be fair caught at the 34-yard line by one of the Everman Bulldogs. Jackets trying to catch Everman, sleeping a little bit with the pooch. It almost works to perfection. It's high, and the Stephenville coverage team was almost able to get on top of it, but McKinney over there did the smart thing and fair caught it right at the 34-yard line.
That last scoring summary brought to you by the Walmart Vision Center in Stephenville. Yeah, that's not a bad play with, 43 seconds to go in the half, and if you catch them flat, and there would be your 2 chances to score in a minute and 55.
I told you there was enough time.
Well, there's plenty of time.
First and 10 for Everman. Twins to the near side, I formations behind Bradford. Bradford gives to the fullback, the first man through. He'll go forward for about 5-6 yards. Taking the handoff straight up the middle was Reginald Overton. And with 30 seconds and counting, that will probably be the last play unless Everman elects to try to run one more.
Well, he blew it right at 25, so they don't have to run another one. Well, you might as well.
Second down and 4 for the Bulldogs at their own 40-yard line. 14 seconds and counting. Bradford is under center. Running the handoff to the near side, going back to the fullback again, is ripped back to the line of scrimmage. Taking the handoff on the play for the Bulldogs was Montrell Parks.
You know what I think they're going to have to do with Harmon and Parks up there, defensive tackles?
What's that?
3 Mississippi, because that's not really fair.
As quickly as they're able to get on the ball,
you got to get 3 Mississippi before you can rush. Easy in the backfield.
That no gain on that play will end the second quarter. We're going to the halftime with Stephenville leading Everman 29-6. Our thanks to Cook Lumber for sponsoring the second quarter. When we come back, we'll have some halftime stats.
Health Focus Foods in the Bosque River Center has proudly served the cross-timber areas for over 9 years. Mike and his trained staff are here to show each individual how to manage their health care needs. We stock only products of the highest quality backed with scientific research. They have no fillers, binders, yeast, radiation, or other allergens found in most store brands. Come by Health Focus Foods. Let us show you the natural way to good health. Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturday, 9 to 6, Sunday, 1 to 5. Impact Sign and Banner has been serving the Stephenville area for over 12 years with superior quality sign work of every kind. We now can offer one-day service on most banners and magnetic signs. We proudly support the Stephenville Yellow Jackets for their excellence in athletic achievement. Impact Sign and Banner is conveniently located on West Washington, just across from Taco Bell. At Impact Sign and Banner, we say, let us put some impact in your advertising. The Stephenville Athletic Booster Club wants to say thank you to Northland Cable for backing the Jackets and generously providing the time for this broadcast. Your friends at Brooks Real Estate want to kick off a winning season by teaming up with the real estate professionals at Brooks Real Estate, the strategy that sells. Call Brooks at 965-5051.
Tonight, the band will be performing music of blood, sweat, and tears, including Lucretia McEvil, God Bless the Child, Spinning Wheel, and more, featuring soloists Nathan King on trombone, Chase Buchanan on trumpet, Leanne Weeds on fretboard, and Dana Fields on bass. Good! Hey!
Some people call us their money farmers. We help them plant their money and watch over the crop, warning them of potential threats, dangers, and disasters. We measure the growth and advise them of better times to harvest. At Investment Centers of America, we measure our success by your success. After all, it is your money. Investment Centers of America, located at the Town and Country Bank Building in Stephenville. Investment Centers of America. We know the territory. Who was voted the best tractor dealership in Erath County? Who carries products for the farmer, outdoorsman, and the family who wants the ultimate lawn? If you guessed Hendershot Equipment, you scored a touchdown. Dr. Albert A. Lilly, Doctor of Dentistry. The dental office of Dr. Albert A. Lilly wishes to salute Stephenville football and its tradition of excellence.
If you're going to look out for Donde Kennedy to do anything in the rest of this ball game, I expect it to be right at the beginning. He's had a little time to recoup, get some hydration in him, and he's a little revived. He's got a little pep in his step. But once it gets about the fourth quarter of him playing both ways, he'll probably be drained by that time.
And you could see that. We talked about that about halfway through the second quarter. When Briles went in and knocked him down, that he went down a little easier than he had, or not as easy, but he didn't put up as much fight as he did, obviously, like on that first touchdown.
Well, I think once again, Stephenville at an opponent's field has won the battle, if you will, of number of fans. We're on the 50-yard stripe, and there's probably 60 open seats right in front of us.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people here, and this is a team that's been playing well, Boots.
J.W. Boren gets the kick away. High end-over-end kick, though. He's taken at the 5-yard line, dropped, and then finally picked up to the 10-yard line, makes a move, and is squashed under at about the 12-yard line. Making the return for the Bulldogs was Jock Turrentine. Or as the announcer has pronounced his name, Jacques.
And that was Trey Feltz on the tackle, Boots.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 12-yard line of Everman, starting here to begin the third quarter, brought to us by Rent City Superstore. Coming out to start the third quarter, it will be again Larry Bradford under center. Deep in the eye is Kennedy. Double tight end set, one split receiver to the near side. Delayed handoff to Kennedy, finds some open running room, breaks to the outside, 25, gets to the 26, 27-yard line. Big running room for Kennedy over the right side. A quick hitter off a tackle that will go for about 15 yards at least, and it is a first down.
And that's a good gain for Kennedy, who hadn't had a lot of luck running the football, even though you'd think he had only 21 yards rushing. Kendall Briles came in to finally finish him off, make the tackle, but like you said, look for him to maybe do something here early while he's still fresh.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 27-yard line. Bradford is under center, this time in I formation with a fullback behind him. The fullback takes the handoff up the middle, finds a little seam, gets across the 34-yard line, making the carry for the Bulldogs. Number 25 on the play, that's original Overton, and Overton gets nice yardage for the Bulldogs. And John, here early on, everyone seems like no quit in them.
That's right, and that's what we talked about coming into the second half. The coaches are obviously going to be looking for Cam Ferguson, the one that made the tackle that time on the play.
2nd down and 4 for the Bulldogs. Credit Overton with 6 on the carry. It is Bradford, as the PA system here at Bulldog Stadium having a little trouble. Handoff up the middle and being hammered in the backfield and then getting forward for 1 yard. Running back on the play, I believe, number 21, K.D. Williams. We'll wait till they unstack the pile. Now check that. It's 25 again. It's Overton again. Overton goes forward for 1 yard, so it's 3rd down and 3 for the Bulldogs at their own 35. Here early in the third quarter, Stephenville 29, Everman 6 with about 10.5 to go in the Rent City Superstore third quarter.
And Ferguson again made that tackle. He's playing at right tackle right now in defense, Boots, instead of Parks.
Under center is Bradford. Bradford handed the ball over the left side. Getting it is Kennedy. Kennedy squirts forward, maybe enough for the first down. He was stacked up at the line of scrimmage, but this is a very tough, scrappy running back who, once he hit initial contact, surged forward for 3 yards, and I believe he's got enough for the first down.
I believe you're right. He thinks he does. Again, Ferguson in there disrupting that play. Cal Gilson is the one that finished him off on that tackle. And but like you said, let's just stay on the ground and see if we can get some positive yards. That's what the Everman Bulldogs are saying. And see, I heard them say that. That's how I know.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Twins to the near side, twins to the far side. One back behind Bradford, straight drop, throwing across the middle, low, incomplete. The intended receiver on the play was McKinney.
Man, what a lick that Bradford took from Keith McCormick, who just came in there scot-free. Nobody blocked him, and he knocked him back on his back at about the 35-yard line.
Setting up 2nd down and 10 after the good hit from McCormick. And you know that was part of the reason that on the play Bradford had to hurry the pass and was never really to get his feet set to let that one go, and why it was low and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. They'll send one receiver to the near side, a double tight end look with a wing back to the near side, and one eye back deep He'll take the pitch to the near side as Kennedy. He cuts up to the 35, trying to escape to the 40, makes 2 men missing, but team tackling at the 40-yard line allows Kennedy only to go forward for 1 yard. There quickly was Hodges for the Yellow Jackets and as well for Stephenville, Keith McCormick. So it'll set up 2nd down and 9, the ball just outside the 40-yard line of Everman.
Kennedy made a good fake on Browse, made him miss, but then, as you said, McCormick and Hodges just finished him off just as he crossed the 40-yard line to get to the 41, bringing up that 3rd down 8.
Twins receivers to both sides, one back is Kennedy behind Ferguson under center. Ferguson looking to do the quarterback draw. He'll be bumped around the line of scrimmage. He'll get forward enough for the 1st down as he gets out to the 50-yard line. It was one of those situations where Ferguson on the delayed quarterback draw got bounced around a little bit and was hiding the ball, and I don't know if any of the interior jacket defenders knew where he was and where he had the football.
Yeah, he just kind of got lost in traffic there. Gordon Carroll was observant enough to say, hey, I better go get that guy. Not before he got the 1st down right at the midfield stripe.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at midfield. 8:56 and going here, counting on the clock in the Red City Superstore 3rd quarter. 1st and 10, Ferguson under center. Handoff fake, no giving on the reverse around the right side, finding a little running room, and then being tackled on a great open field tackle at the 45. I didn't see the player, but I think it was Ryan Harris who made the open field tackle on Thomas Williams, who was running the end around. A pickup of 5 on the play that looked very dangerous and might have gone for much more than that. So the end around to Thomas Williams nets 5 yards. It's 2nd and 5. And John, at the beginning of that play, it looked like it had the potential to go for a lot more than that.
Well, he couldn't get his blocker out of his way. But
ran right over him.
He just knocked him down and said, well, if you're not going to go out there, I'll just run through you.
2nd and 5 of the Bulldogs, now in jacket territory at the Stephenville 45-yard line. Running the option to the near side is Ferguson. He's in some trouble. He'll be wrapped up all the way back at the midfield stripe. A loss of 5 on the play, making the stop for Stephenville. McCormick and Hodges in there. Do we have a new quarterback? No, it was Ferguson on the play. What am I saying here? Oh, Bradford, excuse me. It's the other team quarterback. I don't know if anybody's got a notice.
Okay.
Where did I get Ferguson?
I kept saying Ferguson making all those tackles.
That's where it came from. That. Thank you. Bradford now is under center. No backs behind him. Bradford straight drop, setting up in the pocket, throwing the deep ball on the far sideline. It's underthrown Kennedy. Gunn with good coverage on the play, and Browse was trailing as well. So that'll set up 4th down and 10.
You know, he threw that a long way. Bradford threw that about 35 yards downfield, plus all the way to the sideline, and just missed Kennedy. But, again, good defense by Gunn.
So McKinney will stand back at about his own 40-yard line to punt this ball away. And just now is Donde Kennedy making it to the sideline, and that looks already like a little bit of a tired young man. McKinney's punt is away. It's a high, wobbly kick that will be taken at about the 25-yard line and then let go right there. It'll hit at the 24-yard line, and there's a flag down on the play. Now, Carpel was coming up to make the catch, and he ran right over some traffic of some Bulldogs trying to get in position. And I think you're right. I don't think they gave him the 2-yard cushion so he could make the catch. We'll wait and see what the call is.
Well, he didn't. He ran right into him, 26-yard punt boots, but I think you got to call interference. Not giving the man a chance to catch the football or pick up the flag, you know.
Which we've seen a little bit in the last few weeks.
We could do that. I don't think these guys will pick it up, though.
He waves it off just as John Hollinger says that.
You know, the way they were talking down there, it almost looked like that's what they were going to do.
Well, how is it not interference if he runs over him? Maybe we'll look back and see. He might have run into a Stephenville player.
Maybe Coach Brown said, it's all right, we'll take it to 24.
Thanks, just don't worry about it. Pitch to the far side is Hunter. Hunter finding some runner room. 25 out to the 30, a big hit, but he escapes out to the 35 to the 37-yard line, and Hunter doing a nice job of showing some strong legs as he powered an extra 5 or 6 yards with someone on his back, and it is enough for the 1st down after the 13-yard carry.
Well, that's where those squats pay off for you, Boots, as you well know. You just keep driving and keep moving those legs. And, of course, Hunter, he was like me when you did squats. You didn't have to bend very far to be down on the box. So you
just with the exception of a guy like me that's got to go about 4.5 feet.
Squats are a little tougher, aren't they?
Thank you very much. Play action. Luker setting up, looking to throw. Has a deep receiver on the far sidelines. Casey Steed, it's over his head. Casey was open at about the 35-yard line, but Luker led him just a little bit too much. Casey did a nice job of trying to go up into the air and pull that one down, but just out of his grasp.
Well, let him is exactly right, Boots. It's just a little too much. With that wind behind him, Kellen's going to have to make that adjustment. And when you put a lot of air under the ball like that and with the wind, you're going to see that occasionally.
Second down and 10 for the Jackets at their own 37-yard line. Luker is under center, throwing the quick hot pattern to Everett. He's open across the 45, makes a nifty move midfield, 45-yard line of Everman, and he'll be right there, stopped for a first down. Actually, the spot is 44 of Everman in the slot. Everett took the quick hot hitting pass from Luker to go 19 yards. He made a nice move around midfield to make one of the Bulldog defenders come up and then miss him.
Boy, they're just not following the motion, man, Boots, and allowing that, as you said, that little hot pass to be open every time.
Luker is now in shotgun. Trips to the far side, twins to the near side. Kellen audibilizing at the line. Snap back to him. Everman may have been offsides. I don't know until after the play. Incomplete passes over the head of Everett. And it looked like it was a pattern where Everett was starting to stop, like it might have been a curl pattern, and Luker continued to throw the ball as if Evan was going to continue running. And right now, Luker and Everett were having to talk a little bit to decide what the pattern was on the play.
Yeah, it looked like Reggie Robinson, number 40, defensive end on this side, had jumped yet again.
But no call on the play. Luker again in shotgun, trips to the far side, twins to the near side. Throwing across the middle is Combs. Great catch, 30, 25, 20. Inside down on a somersault to the 16-yard line. Play will go 29 yards as Stephenville has first and 10 at the Everman 16-yard line. And if you don't hear a lot of cheering going on,
there's not any.
Because we're right in front of Everman, and
I guess we can't hear the Stephenville fans way over here.
That is a long distance across that field. So now Luker is in shotgun again. Trips to the far side, twins to the near side. Luker waiting for the play to be sent in, signaling by the coaches. Now Luker goes and gets under center. Straight drop for Luker. Throwing, pump fake across the middle. Cardwell cut, touchdown! What a great catch by Cardwell as he dove across the goal line to make the catch from Luker. So with 5:57 to go in the Red City Superstore third quarter, our score now 35-6. The PAT is yet to come.
And that sends some people up out of their seats and everyone. If you didn't hear any cheering before, you're not going to hear any now, Boots, because there's a whole slew of people that are headed to the exits.
Stephenville getting set as they swing out of the swinging gate back to the conventional extra point. Keel gets ready to snap. Casey Seed is the holder. Boren getting set to kick. Steen awaits the snap. It's back to him. Good. Hold is down. Kick is on the way. It is also good. So now that extends 36-6 is our score. Stephenville on top of the Bulldogs of Everman. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV.
Once again, it's time for us to show our support for Yellow Jacket football. That means a lot of traveling. The all-new 99 Chevy Silverado pickup will get you there safely, in comfort, and in style. I invite you to stop by and see our staff about this all-new Chevy truck. And when you do, you'll meet a staff that genuinely cares about you and your family. We consider ourselves family and encourage you to do the same. From all of our staff to you, travel safely and go Jackets!
Town and Country Bank, and I'd like to introduce you to the head football coach of the Tarleton Texans, Craig Wiedewitz.
And I'd like to personally invite you to an exciting season of college football here at Tarleton State University. Come watch some of your former Jackets, Landon Cribbs, Jeff Smith, Brad Couch, and Steve Bethay, as we tackle the Lone Star Conference.
Warren gets the kick away. John, that last scoring drive?
It went 5 plays, 76 yards, took a minute 16. The 16-yard pass from Luker to Cardwell. PAT was good. That scoring summary brought to you by Wendell Gideon, B&W Auto Sales.
High end-over-end kick that chases Kennedy back to his 4. He's up to the 10, the 15, the 20, and he's brought down at the 24-yard line. Some late jostling is going on between Gunn right now for the Jackets and K.D. Williams, and so the enforcer for the Jackets just stands in there and pushes everybody out of the way and says, I'm going to handle this for us, and everybody quit pushing each other, and that was Cam Ferguson, and why not at his size?
Yeah, man, I tell you what, I really am impressed with this Kennedy kid, though, Boots. Did you see that on that return? Obviously nothing there, so at about the 15-yard line, he just lowered his head and ran right into the pile, and he is a good-looking running back.
I don't think any of the Jacket defenders would deny you if you said he's a tough runner. First and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 24-yard line. Bradford, play action. Now hands the ball on a draw to Kennedy. Kennedy, did he lose the football?
Boy, it looked like he could have. Somebody grabbed his arm as he went by.
He went back and got it at the 29-yard line. It is a pickup of 5 on the play. And coming out of the game, is it Kennedy, John?
Yeah, he
should be cramping up. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It is a cramp for Kennedy. It is a pretty humid night, but because of the breeze, it's not near as bad as it could be.
And I know none of the fans listening care about this, but we certainly do. It's not near as hot at this press box as it was last week.
Oh, Weatherford was horrible.
Yeah, thanks to you for bringing a fan.
Yeah, we have a nice little box fan with us. 2nd down and 5. That was hard to find today, too.
I bet.
Bradford under center. Delay draw. Now he'll keep the ball, trying to throw in the sideline. Has an open receiver. The catch is made by Thomas Williams. Williams goes out at the 37-yard line. The 6'2", 190-pound tight end pulls in the ball enough for the first down. And credit on the play, Larry Bradford, the quarterback, who delayed long enough to let his tight end clear and get the first down.
Well, that was a tough catch. But as you said, number 44, Thomas Williams, he had to go down around about his calf to catch that, and a great play by Bradford, the quarterback.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 38-yard line. Once again, Larry Bradford is under center, back behind him. Play action, the ball is loose on the ground, and Bradford went down and got it.
Never got it from the center, Boots.
Fumbled the snap and immediately had to fall on the football. He got on it with about a 1-yard loss, so it'll set up now 2nd down and 11 for the Bulldogs.
Well, that was heads-up play by Bradford. That would have been a bad thing for the Everman Bulldog defense. Don't you know those defensive players were glad to see them fall back on that? You didn't want to have to come right back on the field after just getting off the field a little over a minute and a half ago.
Jockey Turrentine is the tailback right now, taking the place of Kennedy as he is in some definite pain on the sideline. Straight draw, setting up in the pocket, being chased and being sacked all the way back at the 20-yard line was Bradford. Getting on him very quickly for the Jackets. Can't quite tell yet. It was Cam Ferguson getting back there. Cal Gilson as well on the stop. Gilson and Ferguson getting back there quickly for the Jackets. Chased Bradford all the way back, and they'll spot his forward momentum stopped at about the 22. So it's now 3rd down and 25.
Yeah, they're going to have a loss of 14 on that one. Boy, that was a jailbreak by the defensive line.
Things looking good for Lisa Slimmons here in the Red City Superstore 3rd quarter contest.
Yeah, because they haven't been across midfield yet.
Well, they are still working on Kennedy on the sideline, and he is in some definite pain as he has got some bad cramps. Coming to the near side is Turrentine. Turrentine takes the pitch at the 20, 25, makes a move at the 30, and is wrapped up at about the 34-yard line. He'll be well short of the first down, even though he picked up about 10 yards on the play. I think the Jackets were in a big-time prevent defensive set, allowing the 5 to 10-yard run like they did on that play, but not allowing them to get anywhere near the first down.
And Clayton Harmon had a beat on him way back at the 20. Couldn't quite get there, but he knew it was time to turn upfield. Ended up getting about 12 yards, positive yards.
So McKinney for the Bulldogs gets set to kick. He's at his own 20. Stephenville leading 36-6 here in the 3rd quarter. Snap back to McKinney. The punt is on the way. Kind of a line drive, wobbly kick that will be taken by Cardwell, and he'll slip momentarily, get back on his feet, and then go to the ground immediately. 30 yards on the kick, and Cardwell will stop it right there for the Jackets at the 35-yard line of Stephenville, and that's where the Jackets will start 1st and 10.
Well, that was good. Good punt coverage by the Everman Bulldogs that time, not giving Cody a chance to really go anywhere.
Cody looked like he wanted to fake to the near sideline and then go back to the Stephenville visiting sideline, which the wall was set up. If he was able to get outside of that, he probably has a pretty good running lane.
That's the 9th punt in the game for Everman, Boots.
Luker under center, straight handoff to Hunter. Hunter across the 35, gets about the 37-yard line. This will be a face mask as yellow hankies come from everywhere. This might even be the 15-yard variety.
Well, they turned him all the way around. It's got to be. And that, again, was Mr. Robinson, number 40. That's his 3rd penalty that I know of tonight, and he's not going to like watching films, is he?
It is a face mask against
just 5
Everman. He didn't call it the personal foul, so it is only the 5-yarder, but it does remain first down.
Well, I mean, he turned his head all the way around, and
they'll add the 5 yards to the end of the run.
You know, normally on a 5-yarder, you know, you'll grab it then let go.
Right, but
Mr. Robinson didn't let go till he went down.
Well, it was 2 yards on the carry and then add 5 after the end for the penalty. So it's 1st down and 3 with Luker in shotgun. One back standing next to him. That is Hunter, and Luker runs the option to the far side, then pitches out to Hunter. Hunter across midfield, gets to the 47-yard line of Everman. Running the option, perfection that time was Luker, doing a nice job getting on the outside, and so it's 1st and 10 for Stephenville in Everman territory.
Now, do you get, and this is one stat I've never known, do you give Kellen 5 and then Hunter another 5, or does Hunter get credit for all of it?
Well, it would seem like you would give each one separate, but because we think that way, it's probably not.
Yeah, so Hunter probably gets all 10 of it, doesn't he?
Hand off over the left side, Hunter. Hunter in some trouble. He'll be strung to the sideline and thrown for maybe a half-yard loss. Everman, Hunter learned on that particular play that who is a little slow getting up is Hunter. That doesn't look like the normal Hunter that we see.
Looked like he fell right on the football. He kind of got smashed from behind. That's one of those deals where it's, you got it in your pocket and your stomach lands right on, and he's a little shook up.
Well, Ferrasis helps him over to the sideline. It's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, he's not feeling very well.
Hunter learned the lesson that time. If you try to run to the sideline of this Everman team, they can stretch you pretty quickly. Now Luker in shotgun. Twins to the near side, twins to the far side. Straight drop for Luker, setting up, looking, still looking. He's flush. Now he'll throw back across the middle to Douglas. Douglas makes a whale of a catch. Oh, immediately on his knees, Douglas goes, but he had to go back against his body and then reach back over his head to make the catch. And TJ, who dropped one earlier, makes a whale of a catch there at the 25-yard line.
It's about 22 yards, and I'm going to tell you, that is as good a hands as you'll see a high school player make a catch with. Man, that was beautiful play. As he's down on his knees, of course, when he's down on his knees, still about 5'8". so he reaches up there.
Yeah, he's taller than some of the defensive backs on his knees right now.
I'm telling you.
1st and 10 for the Jackets at the Everman 25. Inside trap handoff goes to Tinklenberg. He's inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. Tinklenberg.
You did it well. You did it well.
Thank you. Had a indirect conversation with his father through my sister this week, who said, let's get that right, boys. And I said, okay, we'll get it right.
Yeah, Matt Tinklenberg, he got it right last week, scored a couple of touchdowns, and boy, I tell you, when, he doesn't necessarily start at fullback. You bring him in late in the game when the defense is already tired. That's just not fair.
Quads to the near side, one receiver to the far side. Throwing the deep fade pattern for Casey Steed. He goes high in the air. What a great catch! Oh, he went high in the air at the 1-yard line to bring it down. And Casey Steed looked like he was pulling a rebound off the rim that time. He gets the Jackets 1st and goal inside the 1.
Man, I just said that you won't see a better catch from a high school player than...
Well, maybe you just did right there.
I saw one as good, if not better. What a great catch with the defender all over him. Look, right at 20 yards because they were on the 20-yard. I can't believe he didn't score on that.
Boy, just outside the goal line. If he hadn't had to go so high in the air to make that acrobatic catch, he probably does come down in the end zone. Luker is under center. One back behind him's Hunter. Hunter takes the pitch on the right side, cuts up. He's across the goal line, untouched, touchdown. Makes the score 42-6. Stephenville with the Zach Hunter 1-yard run. And so with 38 seconds remaining in the Rent City Superstore 3rd quarter, Lisa Slemons, it's looking good for you. Stephenville 42, Everman 6. The PAT is coming up from Boren.
Well, this Everman defense they are so through right now, Boots, but I got bad news for them. Still 12 minutes, 38 seconds to play.
Snap back to KC. The hold down. The kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good. 38 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Our
score, Stephenville 43, Everman 6 back in 1 minute on KFTV.
Show your true colors at the games by wearing official SABC merchandise. Everything from keychains to toboggans, T-shirts, caps, and more. Come to the Booster Club store, open every Friday in the foyer of the high school, and see all of the items that we have to let everyone know you support the Jackets and the Honeybees. And look for the big blue SAB trailer at the games. Everyone looks better in blue and gold. Dr. Albert A. Lilly, Doctor of Dentistry. The dental office of Dr. Albert A. Lilly wishes to salute Stephenville football and its tradition of excellence. Easter Air has become the name synonymous with excellence in Erath County. We recommend a checkup on your central heat and air unit every 6 months to keep it running at its best. Offering no interest financing on Lennox systems. Easter Air at 968-6494 or stop by at 1011 North Graham, Stephenville.
Back, Bulldog Stadium, 43-6, our score. Stephenville on top of Everman. John, that last scoring drive?
7 plays, 65 yards, took 208. Hunter finished it off with a 1-yard run. Boren's PAT was good. That scoring summary brought to you by River North Small Animal Hospital. Well, Stephenville Yellow Jackets have not scored 50 points this year. I guess that's really the only thing left in doubt on this contest.
Ryan Harris will get a little experience for kicking. He'll probably be the kicker next year. He hits the squib kick down the middle of the field, and it will go to one of the up backs at the 10, up at the 15, trying to get to the outside. He does find the corner, and then a good open field tackle is made by Gordon Carroll at about the 20 to 25-yard line. In the open field, running with the football was the up back in front of Kennedy at about the 10 to 15-yard line, and that was Thomas Williams, the man that was on the end around a while ago.
Boy, I'm sure there have been some folks from Stephenville leave, but boy, not very many, Boots. You look across the lake.
It's a packed visiting side, and there's a lot of people standing at the fence, too. Same situation as last week in Weatherford, where there were some fans, there weren't enough seats for them.
Well, this is, if Stephenville can hold this last 26 seconds, Boots, we're going to give away another Quasar VCR from the good folks at Red City Superstore.
And jogging out of the game right now, limping, is Thomas Williams, the man that returned that ball. He's also the tight end. Looks like he's got cramps as well.
Boots, if you'd like a VCR, or, our listeners, all you got to do is go by Red City Superstores in the Stephenville Shopping Plaza.
Right.
Register all week long. You've got time all week long. And, we'll draw a name on Friday afternoon, as we did this afternoon. And if the Stephenville Yellow Jacket defense holds the opponent scoreless in the third quarter, it's just that easy. You got a brand new VCR. Hey, Steve Ross hollered at me from the sideline during that timeout. Now, the guys holding the sticks and all that over on our side, that would be some Everman people, right?
Right.
He said that when KC caught that pass down the goal line, jumped up, made that great circus catch,
right,
they high-fived each other.
The Everman chain keepers?
Yeah. Hey, they appreciate a good play, too, down there. That was a great catch.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs with 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Stephenville on top 43-6. Bradford's handoff. Now it is a reverse. The ball is loose. It's on the ground. Big pile up for it. It's back at the 20-yard line. Now one of the linemen from Everman picks it up and tries to run with it. They whistle it dead. He's not very happy about it. He throws the ball to the ground, and that's the dancer, Steve Williams.
Boy, I thought Stephenville had that ball at the 20-yard line.
It was on the ground a long time.
Well, it was on the ground for a second or two before anybody saw it. He just dropped it. That should be the end of the quarter.
2nd down 15 after the loss. That is the end of the Red City Superstore third quarter. Congratulations to Lisa Slimmons. Monday she can go by Red City and pick up her new VCR. At the end of 3, 43-6, Stephenville on top of Everman. Back in 1 minute on KSTV.
The difference between parents and children is that children are the ones without a care in the world. Keeping them carefree and protected is the reason you get life insurance for yourself. And when you call your State Farm agent, you'll get life insurance from a company that has always received the highest possible ratings for financial strength. So call today and help make sure that your kids will get to be kids for just as long as they please. State Farm understands life.
Texas Trucks in Stephenville is the home of real trucks, not little bitty trucks, but stout pulling rigs. If you're in the market for a 1-ton dually, a 3/4-ton late model, low mileage, clean truck, then Texas Trucks is the place for you. Don't waste hours driving up and down the interstate looking for a great deal when Texas Trucks has already done it for you. They constantly scour the Southwest looking for that perfect late model, low mileage pickup. Now all you have to do is stop by Texas Trucks and pick out the one that's right for you. Texas Trucks, South Loop, Stephenville.
On the play, carrying the ball was Brock Gardner. He took the end-around handoff from Bradford. A loss of a yard on the play, maybe 2, so it'll set up third down and 16. And John, we want to talk a little bit about the injuries in tonight's game.
Yeah, according to Dr. Evans, our Cross Timbers orthopedic update, he said the Everman Bulldogs are doing a lot of cramping up again, like you talked about the humidity and the heat. He said no cramps on the sideline for Stephenville. Everybody looking good, and again, you can just credit that to the good conditioning these young men are in.
Once again, Bradford under center, play action, setting up in the pocket, looking to throw deep. He's in some trouble now. He's flushed to the far sideline, still looking now, throws down the far sideline, out of bounds. The intended receiver on the play was Katie Williams. It went through his hands on the sideline. Would have been a tough catch, and I think Williams would have probably been out of bounds anyway up at the 30-yard line. So it sets up 4th down and 15 now, or 16, back at the 19-yard line of Everman, and they'll have to punt again.
Boots, you've been in sales a lot years of your life, and you can appreciate what's going on right now. You know, they go and they get those footballs that the cheerleaders throw at halftime, sure, and they have to go sell that to somebody, and they got their name, right?
Right.
And and the sponsors are going like, well, I want to make sure we throw the footballs out. So every time Stephenville scores, they're throwing footballs up in the stands.
On the Everman side.
Hey, the sponsor's got to get his name out to the people.
So McKinney is back to kick. Not the, big spiraling kick that will chase Browse all the way back at his own 40-yard line. That's where he will start with the fair catch, and it'll actually be at the 43. He took a couple extra steps backwards after the 37-yard punt. Maybe 38.
Yeah, can't you just? Man, we gotta get our sponsor's name out now. Girls, throw. Is it 38?
38 yards on the kick. Boy, the PA system is getting us bad right now here locally.
Yeah, and it's locally killing everything we've got here.
Oh, this has been just a nightmare for the broadcast booth. I know you probably don't care, but if you're wondering why we haven't heard from Steve Ross tonight, this is an all-metal building that's not grounded.
It just closed us down.
Boy, any type things you might think of that would cause interference, this building certainly does. Chris Evans in the game now at quarterback as he hands the ball straight ahead to, I believe that's Wright. Kevin Wright takes the handoff for about 2, maybe 3 yards. It'll set up 2nd down and 7 with 10:46 and counting now in the Techstar Ford 4th quarter. You think Techstar Ford had a pretty good day today?
Yeah, I think they did, old Doug Montgomery.
We talked to him before the game. He sold 8 vehicles today, and 2 of them to the same person. He was pretty excited about that.
Well, Kellen Luker may be through for the night, Boots. We'll get his numbers right after this play.
Evan is under center, 2 backs behind him. Play action. Evan, keeper across midfield, tries to get to the outside to get a little bit more, but he's tackled after a 3-yard gain. Evan tried to make maybe 1 move too many as he tried to get the big-time running play. He will go forward for 3 more. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 needed as the ball is just on the Stephenville side of the 50-yard line. If you're interested right now or in the stands and haven't had a chance to find out, in the 2nd inning, Rangers in Seattle are tied at 0.
10 of 19 for 270 yards and 3 touchdowns for Kellen on the night.
Well, and that's through about
3 quarters.
3 quarters, and that'll be all he gets, where some other people in the state probably play a full 4 quarters. Flag comes down. This will be delay a game against Stephenville.
Well, and there again, you get a different signal caller in there. It takes a little while to get adjusted to that.
So the ball will be backed up to just inside the 45-yard line.
And Boots, I've got some good news for you.
All right.
Finally, Stephenville Yellow Jackets will be playing a home game next week.
I've forgotten what our blue jerseys look like.
And man, it's been a long time. Seems like we started the season there, and then it's going to be October before Stephenville plays another home game.
It'll be nice to be back in the friendly confines of our own booth there at Tarleton War Memorial.
Amen.
Evan, play action, throwing out in the flats. High for Tinklenberg, makes a great catch. He gets up to the 40, inside the 39 to the 38-yard line. And another Everman Bulldog is down on the play. The pass goes 16 yards and a nice lofted touch on the ball from Evan to Tinklenberg, who went over his shoulder for the catch on the sideline and then picked up a downfield block from T.J. Douglas. It's 1st and 10 at the 39 of Everman.
Boy, 2 good things happened there, Boots. As you said, great touch pass by Chris. He had to put it over the defender's head. And then Tinklenberg goes up and makes the great reception.
3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Faros is the one back behind Evan. Evan under center. Throwing out in the flats, finds Combs. Combs a little seam across the 35, across the 30, inside down to the 25-yard line. Just a quick hitter right down the line of scrimmage to Combs. The 2 receivers with him led the blocking. He found the seam between them, picks up another 1st down. This one goes for about 15 yards, and Stephenville's at the 25-yard line of Everman.
Man, nice blocking up front, and then a great little hip move by Combs. J.D. Hill saved the touchdown down at the 25-yard line.
8:37 and counting in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter. Stephenville on top of Everman 43-6. Twins to the near side, one receiver far side. Tight end also on the near side is Odell. Quick hitter goes to Odell. Inside the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Toby O'Neill gets right to the goal line but does not quite get in. What did I say?
Odell.
Odell, pretty close.
Oh, no. I thought, man, I was having a flashback there for a minute. Don't do that to me, Boots.
He's in a red uniform somewhere down in Houston, I think, right now. Toby O'Neill takes the catch on the quick hitter from tight end position, gets right to the goal line, so it'll be first and goal to go just outside the stripe.
And that's like, what, 3 times tonight that they've been close right at the goal line. O'Neill, you know he wanted that one.
Jackets running on a quick count. Evatt up to the line of scrimmage, and they will take a timeout, as I believe Evatt did not have enough time to get the play off before the delay of game was going to be called, and a smart job by the senior quarterback to take
The timeout. We'll take one with him. We're back in 1 minute on KFTV.
There's a new star in town, Techstar Ford Lincoln Mercury. Come see the difference for yourself. New owners, anxious to win your business with the best possible deals. New hours, open weekdays till 7 and now open Saturday till 6. And most of all, new attitude. You'll love dealing with the friendly people at Techstar. If you don't buy from us, it won't be because of the price. Techstar Ford Lincoln Mercury, Stephenville. What makes Stephenville Printing Company your best choice? Our employees. We have 164 years of combined experience to rely on. With all of our experience working for you, we get the job done right the first time. For quality experience and dependability, call 965-5012 or come by Stephenville Printing Company at 1193 South Loop in Stephenville. You can't afford to pay for anyone else to practice. Come by today for tomorrow's best results or call Stephenville Printing 965-5012.
Not a lot of numbers for this team, and like you say, you get some of those penalties.
Evatt is under center. Handoff to Wright. Wright going across the goal line. Touchdown, Kevin Wright. At the 8:08 mark here in the fourth quarter, it's now 49-6 with a PAT yet to come. Credit 1 yard on the carry from Kevin Wright here in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter.
Boy, you know, you could see it when the Stephenville Yellow Jackets went up 35-6 that this defense was just done. They are a tired unit of players, a lot of them going both ways.
J.W. Boring getting set to kick the extra point. Casey Stevens the holder. Dylan getting set for the snap. It's back, the hold down, the kick is on the way, it is up, and it is good. 8:08 to go in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter. Our score now, Stephenville 50, that's their highest point total of the year. Everman 6, we're back in 1 minute.
Health Focus Foods has just added 7 new weight loss products and is seeing great results. We have added new products that contain no stimulants. We carry all the supplements for the Atkins diet, and we carry the new 5-HTP, which increases serotonin to the brain. This makes you feel better and also helps you shed pounds. We know as we get older, our metabolism slows down, making pounds harder to shed. So come by Health Focus Foods and let us help you. Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturday, 9 to 6, Sunday, 1 to 5. Stihl has been building quality chainsaws since 1926. Bill's Lawnmower Shop has been providing quality power equipment service since 1966. For an experienced team that can provide excellent service and reliable chainsaws, look to Stihl and Bill's Lawnmower Shop.
We come here on a glorious quest, a search for that which can be found nowhere else. Where, in the trenches where mighty men clash, amidst the echoes of glories past, high atop Olympus. Oh, this is our quest. This is what football is all about. Now all I gotta do is find that nacho guy.
Check that's Thomas Williams. Williams gets out to the 26-yard line.
Got some other scores to pass along to you. Boots Brownwood 35-16 over Granbury. That's a third quarter score. In the fourth quarter, somebody's finally scored. Cleburne 7, Burleson nothing. That is in the fourth quarter. And Crowley making a comeback in the third quarter. They're on top of Joshua now, 19-14.
Well, I think some of those scores have got to be a little bit closer than a lot of people thought, John.
I would think so. I mean, I figured the Crowley-Joshua score would be a lot different for sure.
Well, I sure thought that Cleburne would really blow out Burleson in the game. Even though it's a rivalry game, Burleson's really down this year. Hand off to the second man. The ball's loose on the ground. Stephenville has gotten on the football. Picking up the ball for the Yellow Jackets is Brad Gartside. Brad Gartside in the game. The linebacker came across, picked up the football that was dropped with a new quarterback in the game. Check that it was Bradford in the game. The ball was dropped in the backfield, and Stephenville will get on the football and will have great field position at the Everman 23-yard line, and there are a lot of dejected Bulldogs coming off the sideline, John.
Yeah, on both sides of the ball, offensive team and defensive. The defensive team's got to be looking at the offense going, thanks.
We got to go back out there again.
Really appreciate it. And there's still 8 minutes to go in this football game.
Kendall Browse is now in the game at quarterback. He is under center. Handoff over the right side. Kevin Wright finds some running room across the 15 to the 10 to the 5. He gets close to the goal line. He'll be stopped at the 1-foot line at the same place that Toby O'Neill was stopped earlier.
Boy, you can't say anything about running the score up on a team when they just run right up the middle and go that far.
Well, and especially as this is a bunch of young men that this is their first playing action of the game here in the fourth quarter as well.
And they're fresh. And that defense is anything but.
Well, and this is not a team that can do much substituting, John, to let some fresh guys in on defense. I was looking on the sideline. When they have 11 on the field, there's only 15 players on the sideline suited out.
And you know what? If I'm standing and the coach looks around toward the sideline, I'm hiding. I don't want to go in. I mean, really, you just want to go, man, don't call me, please.
7:20 and counting here in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter. And now a flag will come down. I believe it's delay of game. It is delay of game against the Stephenville, so that'll move the ball back out to about the 6-yard line.
That was yet another time that the ball got down to the 1-yard line.
Almost the exact same spot on the field where Toby O'Neill was tackled. So they'll march the ball out to about the 6-yard line.
Well, the way this game started off, and Everman flying so high on top, 6-0. Made a defensive stand, 3 and out, for the Stephenville Yellow Jackets. You thought, this is going to be a pretty tough ball game, and well, it's just been all Stephenville. 50 unanswered points in 3.5 quarters.
And it's fixing to be probably more. Inside handoff goes to an up back with a lineman number on. Was that on the play? It was Matt Magan, or is it pronounced Magin?
I think that was...
Wasn't it 54 that took the handoff?
I think it was...
It was 54. Matt Magin took the handoff. He goes forward for about half a yard, gets to the 5-yard line. Why not? The lineman that lines up in the backfield at hammer time that usually lead blocks, give him a chance to carry the football.
Sure.
So now it's 2nd and goal to go from the 5. Kendall again is under center. Kevin Wright takes the handoff over the left side. He gets inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. It'll set up 3rd and goal to go from just inside the 5.
Talk about a bunch of people being totally oblivious to what's going on the field. The cheering squad over here, they're doing Steve Ross's favorite cheer.
Which is that?
She's a senior. We welcome Missy Meadows. Here's Julie. She's a junior. And the players are forever looking around going, hey, guys, please.
Briles under center again. Handoff over the left side right. He's strapped right at the line of scrimmage. Boy, how bad the delay of game penalty hurt the Jackets.
Yeah.
It'll now be 4th and 5 at the 5-yard line.
You just go for it here?
Well, I don't know. What's considered more classy? Going for it on 4th down if you score, or just lining up and kicking the field goals?
I don't know. Take a knee would
with 5:19 in the fourth quarter.
What was it? Was it the Roosevelt game last year where the Stephenville Yellow Jackets were doing that with like 4 minutes to go? Just going to a knee because it was just so ugly. I think they're going for, I think this is the right thing to do.
Stephenville is going for it. Kendall Briles is under center, 2 backs behind him. Kendall gives the ball to Wright. Wright gets right to the goal line, but is stopped at about the 1 is actually the spot, and so the ball will turn over on downs back to Everman. Credit the Everman Bulldog defense being tired here late in the game and somewhat dejected, doing a nice job of making a stand.
Well, credit Stephenville Yellow Jackets for just running it up the middle. I think you're exactly right, but that was the right thing to do there. You know, really, this has been a fairly quick ball game.
What time is it?
It's not even 10 o'clock, 5 till.
Well, you like to hear that. 4:48 to go here in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter. Our Stephenville score is 50-6 over Everman.
Boy, Everman had to feel a lot better about themselves coming into the game than the way this one's ending up. Hey, now this time they're throwing the footballs after a good defensive stand.
Bradford is under center, one back behind him. Hand off to that one back. Now flags come down. Was it a delay of game? How many delay of game penalties have we had tonight?
That might be a motion, I think. Let's see.
Everman's so dejected there, the football lady kind of just threw it on the ground. It is dead ball, illegal procedure. This is half the distance to the goal. So at the 4 is where actually the ball was spotted. Kevin Wright didn't get quite as far earlier on the carries I thought he did. Half the distance to go. We'll take the ball inside the 2.
There's a lady leaving the football game that's been sitting down there in front of us, reminding us that everybody's somebody in Lukenbach.
Is that what her T-shirt says?
I believe it was.
How long has it been since you've been to Lukenbach, John?
Last Labor Day.
And off to the right side is Kennedy. Kennedy will be stacked up at the 1-yard line, thrown for a loss, and he'll almost be tackled for a safety as he got thrown back into the end zone and fought his way over the goal line to get to the 1. And Kennedy, as he just lays on his back, hands the ball to the official. That's a very tired young man.
I think he's going to want to turn the whirlpool on, just lay there all night.
Put the ball back at the 1-yard line now, so it'll be a third and about... Well, that was a replay of first down because of the penalty, so it's second down and about 12.
Boy, he's got to be a tired young man.
Jesus almost splits out to the near side. You are right. As Kennedy now splits in a slot to the far side. Bradford under center. Now one of the Bulldog linemen jumps. It's the near side tight end. That was Edward Albert, and Albert's a little quick off the line.
You almost think they maybe were going to try a version of their hot pass, because he was trying to get off the line quick, just a half a step ahead of everybody else. Well, moves the ball back to inside the 1 now.
Yeah, it's about the half-yard line now.
Be careful here. Don't make a mistake. I think they're going to try the same play.
Kennedy splits out on the far side in a flanker position. Under center. Looking to throw the near hot pattern. He goes right through the hands of James McKinney. It's almost like he wasn't expecting the pass to come to him, but that's interesting because McKinney and Bradford right before the play talked to each other a little bit.
Well, that's exactly what they tried to do a while ago. That's why the young man left a little early. He knew the play was coming to him. He wanted to get an advantage. It was there. He just didn't catch it.
So now third down and 13. The ball just outside the goal line of Everman for their Bulldogs. Bradford under center, straight drop, looking to throw the deep ball on the near sideline. It's up and over the head of the intended receiver. Defensive coverage for the Jackets on the play was Josh Martin. Jesus almost was the intended receiver, so it's now fourth down, and the Bulldogs will have to punt. And McKinney, the punter, has to be very careful that he does not step on the back end line.
Well, Boots, barring just a big play by Stephenville Yellow Jackets, this should be the last punt for Everman. Stephenville should be able to get the ball, a couple of first downs, just run the clock out.
McKinney will stand about a foot in front of his end line. He'll await the snap. It's back to him, and a good one. Kick is away, end-over-end kick that will chase Cardwell back to his 45-yard line. Check that, the Everman 45-yard line. 45 yards on the punt, a great kick for McKinney as Cardwell fair caught it, and that's a pretty classy move too, because Cardwell probably had about 15 yards of running room in front of him if he wanted to run with the ball, but elected just to fair catch it.
Yeah, there was nobody past the 35-yard line anyway, and you're right, he had a lot of running room, and I think that's probably words from the sideline. Just catch it, and then we'll take it from there. 3:35 to go in the ballgame. Yellow Jackets just run the string out.
50-6, Stephenville on top of Everman here in the fourth quarter. Kendall Briles is under center. Pitch to the far side right looking for some running room. He's at the 45 and be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Making the tackle for the Bulldogs, 21, Katie Williams, the cornerback on that side, and the clock continues to run with 3:22 and counting. Second down 10 for Stephenville. Ball at the 45 of Everman. Well, if you thought there was some empty seats earlier, John.
Boy, yeah. Finally, some of the Stephenville fans starting to make their way to the gate. Who can blame them?
Browl straight ahead handoff gives the ball to Wright. Wright powers his way inside down to the 40-yard line. A 5-yard pickup for Kevin.
Well, Stephenville can get, I guess, basically you're in 4-down territory now, Boots, so every time you have the ball, if they can pick up one more first down, it'll be close to running out the clock.
3rd and 5 for Stephenville. 2:36 and counting here in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter.
Boy, what a domination on both sides of the ball tonight for Stephenville.
Kindle under center hands the ball to Tinklenberg. Tinklenberg finds the first down and gets inside the 25 to the 24. The big fullback gets about 6 yards on the carry, and another Everman Bulldogs a little slow getting up. First down for Stephenville. Actually spotted at the 34-yard line.
And notice, no stopping the clock on the moving for the chains.
Nah.
They ran off a good 15 seconds before the official ever blew his whistle.
I think everybody's ready to get home now. 1st and 10 for Stephenville. Browse under center. Inside handoff to Tinklenberg. Again, he gets down to the 30-yard line. Another pickup of about 4 yards for the fullback.
And any referee worth his salt here will
wait a long time before he whistles in the 25-second clock.
That's right.
Whether on or off the field, success requires focus, knowledge, and action. At Investment Centers of America, we focus on your goals, offer you our cumulative knowledge of investments, and recommended actions that fit your objectives. We enjoy being your coach, but you're the quarterback. After all, it is your money. Investment Centers of America, Town and Country Bank Building, Stephenville. Investment Centers of America. We know the territory.
The Olympic Decathlon. 10 events, 2 days. You got to run, throw, jump, and hurdle. And you got to do it better than anybody in the world. Building a community. Hundreds of programs, one vision. You got to train, support, counsel, encourage, and guide. And you've got to help bring everybody together to make it happen. Only one organization does all that. That's United Way. That's the power of you.
Hello, friends. This is Greg Bruner for Bruner Motors, sitting on top of my old friend Buck here. You may think this is a lot of bull, but I've got some specials that are no bull deals for you.
GM certified used cars and trucks which have gone through an extensive 110-point inspection and come standard with a 12-month or 12,000-mile factory bumper-to-bumper warranty.
On behalf of our 90 employees, come on down to any of our 3 locations for your no bull deal. And by the way, we appreciate your business.
The Stephenville Athletic Booster Club wants to say thank you to Northland Cable for backing the Jackets and generously providing the time for this broadcast.
125 and counting.
It was 128 when he blew it in, so we can run it down to 103 before he had to snap the ball.
Probably 2 more plays, and that'll be about it. Browse under center at the 30-yard line. Pitch to the near side is Wright. Wright cuts up at the 25, down to the 24, to the 22-yard line. Another first down for Stephenville. 59 seconds and counting. Will they stop momentarily to set the chains? No.
Oh, they did stop.
They stopped it at the 54-second mark.
All right.
Charles and Beth Leroy are parents for the first time. Blaze and Linda Ferraccio are first-time owners of a house this big. Being 40 or 50 isn't what it used to be, and your local State Farm agent knows as you continue to change, so can your life insurance needs. Just call your nearby State Farm agent to help make sure your life insurance plan reflects where your life is headed. Because like Patrick Lavelle, you may be just starting out on your second career. State Farm understands life.
Supporting the Jackets for over 30 years. Bill Tomlinson, class of 67. David Tomlinson, class of 71. The Stephenville Funeral Home, your family's friend in time of need in Stephenville. It's a new star in town, Techstar Ford Lincoln Mercury. Come see the difference for yourself. New owners, anxious to win your business with the best possible deals. New hours, open weekdays till 7 and now open Saturday till 6. And most of all, new attitude. You'll love dealing with the friendly people at Techstar. If you don't buy from us, it won't be because of the price. Techstar Ford Lincoln Mercury, Stephenville. Health Focus Foods would like to show your athlete how to get maximum performance through supplementation. We help boys and girls in all sports to have more endurance, increased performance, stronger bones, and greater lean muscle mass. Supplementation has been proven in all sports to be a critical part of the young athlete's diet, helping your children the same way we would help ours. Come by and see Mike for the best selection, best prices at Health Focus Foods. Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturday, 9 to 6, Sunday, 1 to 5.
5 seconds and counting.
Yeah, this Bulldog team's going to win some games in district, Boots.
Without a doubt. I think they're going to be very competitive, especially with the likes of Joshua and Cleburne and Burleson.
Maybe even Granbury.
Browse goes to a knee. I think the big game for Everman this year will be Cleburne, who will probably be battling them for that third place position.
That ought to do it.
Loss of 2 yards as Kendall goes back and takes a knee, and that will be the end of our ball game with 16 seconds and counting. Our final score from Bulldog Stadium, the Yellow Jackets 50, Everman 60 will goes to 4-0 on the season.
Whether on or off the field, success requires focus, knowledge, and action. At Investment Centers of America, we focus on your goals, offer you our cumulative knowledge of investments, and recommended actions that fit your objectives. We enjoy being your coach, but you're the quarterback. After all, it is your money. Investment Centers of America, Town and Country Bank Building, Stephenville. Investment Centers of America. We know the territory.
Once again, it's time for us to show our support for Yellow Jacket football. That means a lot of traveling. The all-new 99 Chevy Silverado pickup will get you there safely, in comfort, and in style. I invite you to stop by and see our staff about this all-new Chevy truck. And when you do, you'll meet a staff that genuinely cares about you and your family. We consider ourselves family and encourage you to do the same. From all of our staff to you, travel safely and go Jackets!
There are a lot of good reasons to have insurance. Whether you call them Michael or Ashley, Lexi or Scott. And because you want to be there for them, your State Farm agent is there for you with the Family Insurance Checkup. It allows you to see how your coverage measures up and pick the plan that's right for your family's needs. So call for your free Family Insurance Checkup today.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm